No, it's there.
This has been one hell of an experience. Have a look at that. Just picking up a ticket. I think random dude just come up. Random dude. Yeah, we're getting a ticket to go back to Tokyo for the night in the hotel, and then we'll be editing all this together up, but to get out for as soon as possible. So have a lovely trip. We're doing that. One.
But then, do you not get? If you get a slight, do you not? Does it not start to build up down?
Sorry, I had to do it.
You've eaten everything I've ever built on a slope, mate. I forgot everything.
I'm still laughing at everything I built on a slope.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's GKP Thursday Night Live. And good evening, Tom. I hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much for joining us. I hear you. Well, we'll get into that. How's everyone's week been up to press? Matt, had a good one?
Yeah, it's been all right. Yeah.
Rick?
No problems then.
No problems? No way. Never.
I haven't had anything break, nothing go wrong. No, I've been right. It's been good.
Good. Sweet. So that's what we want. Rick, you had a good week?
Yeah, I just need a block there to do a few more blocks. If anyone knows of one.
No.
You get in there. Well, it's looking, from what I've seen on Vince's latest videos that he's been posting and a couple of his shorts, you're certainly getting there, mate. That is for sure.
Yeah,
You've only got the central bits now to do, haven't you, just for each individual filtration system?
Yeah, about 10 more walls and we're done.
10 more walls? That's not that bad then, mate. Not bad at all, really.
You're doing a marvellous job, Rick, keeping them all up, right?
Mate, I throw them up. Vince spends half his life trying to put muck back in gaps and tidy them up. Never mind. It's all good. We're looking at your nose, Tom.
Look at you.
I know. I'm in the kitchen because Rachel's got EastEnders on.
Not EastEnders.
Oh, yeah.
You all right then?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, good, thank you. So then, Tom, how's it going And I believe you have a topic or a question that you would like.
Yeah,
help.
I have. Basically, my koi are, what's the word? Flashing, coming, surfacing, coming out the water, a bit veiny. I've scraped 6 or 7, and I found one trick, nothing else. There's hardly any mucus on them because they had trick about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So they had a treatment of Alparex twice. So that's killed off the trick that was on a few of them. Since the treatment, now we've had a leak in the kitchen, so I've had all the plumbing renewed. So I'm wondering if the new copper pipe has leached metals into the pond to annoy the fish, or whether it's something else. No ammonia, no nitrite, pH is about 8, and it's a bit of a strange one. I had a similar thing this time last year, and after 3 different occasions scraping, I found Costia, but I haven't found any Costia at the moment. So I'm going to leave it and
You
try
just took
scrape.
words out of my mouth, mate, because that's exactly what I was struggling with. Last year, I was dealing with flukes quite a bit and having a lot of flicking and flashing, and then doing scrapes and finding nothing. But then when doing a little bit of, well, I took the lens out, give them a good clean and put them all back in and what have you, and then thought I'd just flick through and take a longer look over the actual slide and take a bit more of a steady, and I found costume, mate. So you've been through on your scrapes and you're finding nothing, drawing a blank.
Yeah, I thought I'd leave it another day or two and then scrape again. I didn't want to start netting them because when I scraped Sunday, I scraped, but I have treated with malachite and formalin just in case. So, but they're still flicking and still surfacing.
You put pond detox in as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I put pond detox in Sunday as well. So whether that stripped a lot of the treatment out when I put it in Tuesday, I don't know.
It will neutralize your treatment. I mean, it actually states on the actual packet for pond detox not to use if you've got treatments in for X amount of days, or is it a week or so? A couple, like maybe 7 or 8 days afterwards, after your treatment's been in. So you could have reduced the effects of your treatment by putting that in, but
I sort of panicked a bit.
Like, you'll be finding it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you know what Costia looks like. You've seen it before.
Yeah.
So if you had a problem with big mature fish enough to be irritating them that much with Costia, you'd be finding it.
You're finding it.
Yeah. So, to be fair, all the big koi, and I suppose I got 3 or 4 in there that are ATCM. They're fine. It's sort of the smaller koi that are about 50 cm that are playing up the most.
Right. So they fish that have been in there a long time, or newer ones?
No, all those fish have all been in there. There's no new ones in this year at all. And any stuff that went in last year have been in the grow-on pond for probably 6 to 12 months. Probably 12 months. So it's nothing new, really.
If a pond is just waking up and obviously all the fish's immune levels are low anyway, and the bacteria are starting to come, the virals are starting to increase, can a viral or bacteria cause flashing?
Yeah. It would still be the same irritation, but Tom's pond's covered and warmer than average and been fed all winter, so it's not like it's waking up.
Yeah.
Hello, Vince.
Evening, Vince.
He's in the filter shed.
It's filtered with a drum, then double whip shower with BHM, and then there's one of them Tempest with going over that like pumice lava stuff. So it's filtered well, but there was a lot of fish in there.
I know I have had heard of something similar before, and when speaking to the gentleman about it, he was saying that he was having a lot of problems with heavy metals and a high concentration of iron in his water. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's what it is, mate, but that's what
Could be.
they were having a lot of trouble in their area and contacted and sent some of the water off to have it sampled and checked, and it came back with a high concentration of iron. They contacted the local water authority and had a chat with them. They did a few tests and what have you, and found out that there were a couple of sections of pipework which was severely damaged and what have you, and had it all. Half the area got dug up and loads of pipework got replaced, and then they flushed out all the system. And he was saying that after that system, when it was flushed, they was getting a lot of brown water coming through for about 24 hours before it actually ran clear. But the effects of the flashing stopped therefore after, once it had all cleared and run through. But he also added bone char and charcoal, big blue filters as well. So whether or not one or the other actually made a difference, but he was saying that he was getting a lot of flashing and a lot, but with no parasites, checking and finding nothing. So maybe it could be heavy metals related.
Yeah, it could be. I used to suffer a lot with trick, and I put it down to the shower, because obviously when you treat a shower, you don't know how much of the treatment gets in and kills all the trick. But after talking to Andy Finch last year, I added another big blue. So I had GAC carbon in the first one, then bone char, and I didn't suffer with trick hardly at all. So whether there was metals in the water irritating the fish to lower their immune system to be prone to trick, I don't know.
Tricky one. If they've only started flashing since you changed the pipework,
Yeah,
I'd be pointing in that direction more so.
When you say you changed the pipework, though, what did you have in before? Did you not have conventional copper pipework in? Was it Hep2O plastic stuff? Or
it was copper before, but it had been in the house probably 35 years. So it had a good flush, really, hasn't it? With
well, yeah, I mean, it should technically, whenever it's going through copper, it'll be getting trace elements of copper regardless to whether it's being flushed or not. It's the minerals as they pass through the water that basically wears it away over a period of time, doesn't it? But you'd imagine that if you've got copper pipework, you'd be always having some form of copper leaching in, but whether or not the levels were bad enough to do anything, would it be that
surely on all pipework you get a lime scale coating, especially somewhere where you got hard water. So old pipework is going to be sealed with like a lime scale coat, and then you put brand new pipework throughout.
Yeah,
50
I suppose,
meters, and you've got something that's going to be a lot more leachable.
That's a good shout. You haven't been drinking much, do you?
I haven't been drinking a lot yet. Give me a chance.
We got sensible answers.
That's the flux they use to weld the joints.
Is it still not going through the bone char? And
I've switched the purifiers off because the media that's in there is 6 months old. So I thought, well, I'll switch it off just in case the bone char is not as effective now. But on that note, the purifiers are doing my grow on pond as well with the smaller koi in, and they're fine. So that's what's puzzling me.
Maybe you might have just answered your own question. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
You've turned off the purifiers going to your main pond.
Yeah, and the grow on pond now.
And the grow on pond.
Do you have much water going back into the grow on pond though? Is that on the drum as well?
No, the grow on pond is settlement chamber, brushes, static K1, then a shower, then a moving bed as well.
So you probably haven't got as much replacement water going into that system though, have you?
No, not the like the big pond. I got a fair flow going in there because of the drum.
Maybe you might have just answered your own question then, eh? New pipe work and removed your pre-filters might be your issue. Quick way of finding out though, isn't it? You can put them back on, get them up and running again, and see.
Yeah, I was going to wait, and I've got all the new bone char and that carbon so I can put brand new stuff in the purifiers because that's been in there 6 months now.
How long does it last? Does anybody know in comments? I don't know how long that bone char and carbon
it depends on the flow going through it, doesn't it?
Depends on your water source going through, the flow going through. So yes, an impossible answer, isn't it? But I'd certainly have, if you've got any concern over heavy metals getting in, I'll be running it through anything, even if it's old, before your new stuff, and then just replace it. Or, like I say, recycling more of your own water.
Yeah,
you can, because if you're not finding anything health-wise, you've not put anything new fish-wise in, you've not changed the food, the only thing you've changed is the pipework in the house leading to the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as it is, whilst you've got them, even until it comes to the point, you know, something's better than nothing. If they aren't completely exhausted, if you turn them back on, someone's just said, turn them back on, better block something than nothing. You might find that if you switch it back on, even if till a temporary basis till your new supply comes through again, and then switch it out and remove them and put your new stuff in, you might find that it reduces it and stops any more heavy metals going in during the point while you're waiting for stuff to come in.
Yeah.
If it makes it, you know, if you see it become a little bit less often, then all right, you might say, yes, your media needed to be changed inside there, but it's a good indication if it reduces it that you're on the right track for it.
Yeah. To be fair, they aren't flicking as much as they were. So that's quite good.
Just missed my mouth. Don't know.
Could be a bonus.
Could be.
Calm down.
It's a tricky one because obviously I don't want to get any secondary infection, any bacterial infections or anything like that because that's a nightmare. I've had that years ago.
What, with them flashing and flicking all the time and getting any sores on them, or you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always been one of my worries, mate, and that's why which is something I want to have a bit of a natter and a chat about whether or not what people actually think it's a good idea to do or not to do. If you've got a lot of fish flicking and flashing, and you've got, you know, like me with a retro bottom draining bottom, that's always been one of my worries, that they do take a knock and they do take a bit of a damage, and then you end up getting a bit of an infection in there, especially when they have been not so much this season because it hasn't been all that bad, and I've managed to get on top of it by doing the treatment and getting rid of the flukes. But last season, that was one thing that always worried me. With them flicking and flashing and always skimming off the bottom drain, and at the time I used to have a couple of lily pots in there too, and I know that one or two of them, well, one definitely, the Tancho Sankey, it skimmed off the lily pot and took a right chunk out of its head, took a big gouge out of the belly spot. And that's always, fortunately, nothing really happened to it, but that's always been one of my worries in case once they're flicking, flashing and darting around and rubbing themselves all the time, as they end up rubbing themselves sore and you end up getting an infection in there. Not necessarily so much bacterial as in a bad one, but just bacteria getting in there and causing some kind of raised scales, bit of an issue, might turn into an ulcer and everything, all that kind of stuff. But that's always been one of my worries as well. But I guess if your filtration's clean and your filter's doing its job removing all its waste, you shouldn't necessarily get anything too bad in there. There should be good, but I know there's always that chance, isn't there? So it's a bit of a worry.
But you can say that about anything. You can, if you bang in extra treatment, you're as likely to cause secondary problems by damaging the fish through over treating them as you are the fish telling you they're irritated by itching and scratching or whatever.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, you wouldn't have them. You wouldn't have anything in there for them to scratch on, and they wouldn't have any need to scratch. But we don't live in an ideal world, and little things can trigger. You know, Tom, we might be going down the road. Tom's fish, you know, the water going in could be pollutants coming in, but it could be it's just reached a temperature where a strain of bacteria or a virus that's in that pond is just kicking off a bit, and some of the fish that aren't as used to it are showing signs of irritation. Some of the old
Which
fish,
is what Matt was just saying, isn't it? That's what you were saying, Matt, with your first question there.
So it's a simple.
What type of bacteria could cause that kind of thing to be as much as an irritant? Then?
There's more types of bacteria and viruses that cause minor issues than there is parasites. People just don't seem to grasp it somehow. That you think how many skin complaints a human gets from fungus to bacterial problems to virus. They're not all super nasty. You can have viruses that just might upset the fish for 2 or 3 days, like a cold. You can have, bacteria that's ever present and just hits a window when it's a little bit more, types of Aeromonas, Pseudomonas, there's all sorts that will cause, even the bacteria that causes fin rot, the flexibacteria, it's ever present in your pond. It will irritate fish given the chance. If you overdose your fish with formalin, the knock-on effect from that will be a mild fungal and bacterial secondary problems that were always there, just waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah, just waiting the right
damage. Yeah, waiting for that damaged tissue for them to get going on. That's just nature, isn't it? But yeah, I think you don't panic. But if you've changed one thing and you've had a reaction, then you do what you can to minimise it. And if by changing the bone char and the carbon in your filters, and they stop doing it, and you take that as an indicator that your water source was causing the problem.
It's all just a bit bloody annoying now, isn't it? Because me particularly, I'm a bit of a control freak, and you want I like your face then, guys. I want the answer today. And with all the medications that you do, you put in a medication, you read the labels, and it says, do not add any more medication for 3 weeks, 4 weeks after you finish your dose. You're like, fuck's sake. So if you put in, say, look, if it's a bacterial viral, and you say, right, I'm going to go half dose and put, say, aquaflavin in, that means then you're stuck
for 7 weeks till such time as you get. Oh, that means. Have you ever noticed? Because I've noticed it. We've not having KH in my pond or in my tap water. Mine is 0. Which did a little bit of messing around over there on the video and did a test. Showed the tap water 0 KH straight off the bat, nothing. And somebody asked me about my pH to see what that was, and it was 7. But I've noticed when my KH is dropping, that my fish start to flash a little bit more. Have you checked your KH?
I did when I done the L-Prex treatment a few weeks ago, and it was high because my pH is 8 anyway.
Yeah. At least you've got good KH coming out your water then.
Harder than most people, isn't it? So
yeah, it's just straight from the Mendips. See the water
straight from the Mendips, eh? So your water comes from it, Matt. You've got a secret pipe underground from the old chalk hills.
You sound like a Somerset boy.
But yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? But if the fish have been fine for months, and then the only thing that's changed is that. But like I say, the temperature might well have changed as well. So you might be barking up one tree, and it's something completely different, and then it will self-rectify, and you'll be like, oh. Did I sort that out, or did it just sort itself out because the temperature's now gone above that point where that bacteria's going and the fish's immune system's kicked up or whatever? So, yeah, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't overly worry, but I would certainly be putting any new water through whatever purifiers you can if you've got any doubt about your water source.
Yeah, definitely. I know last year, as soon as I put the second purifier, the big blue on, and so there's more purification for the tap water, I didn't have so many issues with trick, because I was forever treating with trick previous years, sort of every couple months.
That's nuts, isn't it? Because I find trick the most easiest out of the lot to eradicate.
Yeah, but then I think with that BHM in showers, it's hard to deal with. That's what I've been told before.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I keep coming back to this type of media where it's a shower form. Are we missing, or is the medication missing that parasite that's in the water?
Well, there's a good chance it is because it's showering and cascading through it, but it's inevitable, isn't it, when you've got a shower that it always finds its easiest route eventually to the point where areas block up and it just avoids all the rest of the areas. And that's the nature of a shower, isn't it? It doesn't cascade different constantly all the time, does it? Over a period of time, they always do come.
How long ago did the showers really kick off in the ponds? When did people start having showers rather than the multi-bay filters?
For years and years and years ago.
Oh, yeah, before
Triple towers and showers were something that were being used.
We're in your time, Matt, but way before mine.
Yeah. The Backy house type showers are probably in the last 20 years, but showers were used way before that. But I don't think showers are a major issue. We don't have any major issues with them. I think more to do with Trichodina is not a true fish parasite. It thrives in certain conditions and will become parasitic
You don't need a host
in certain conditions. Yeah, it's a detritus eater, so you just might find certain ponds will harbour it or have more issues with it. It used to be a lot more problem with certain Japanese fish that I don't know. It's just certain, so you get different strains of it as well, which makes a difference. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. If you found something that seemed to get rid of it, but you should eradicating anything is pretty much impossible in a decent pond. It's an ecosystem. You don't put anything to eradicate anything is almost the only way of doing that is by putting enough bleach in it to eradicate the fish, and you're just trying to create the environment where those parasites have got no foothold. There's no reason for them. The fish are happy, and so you might find, like you say, that if you've got heavy metals at a concentration that's enough to irritate them, that could leave them open to bacterial problems. It could leave them open to trichodina or flukes or whatever. You tend to find a lot of these problems that are susceptible to heavy metals. You know, trichodina doesn't want to live in copper. Copper's toxic to living things, which is why it's used as it's used. So it's unlikely that copper getting in will be the reason you've got a parasite problem.
Mark, isn't koi keeping such a stressful hobby? Question. No, it's not. It's a fucking nightmare at times. It can be, mate, can it? And this is, this is one of the things which, I've been obviously doing mine and going through my fish and seeing friends ringing and dropping me a message. Gaz, what do you reckon? Look at this. Yeah, definitely you got flukes there, mate. And what do you reckon is the best thing to do? We'll go in, knock the slime coat back a bit, get in with a treatment, give it, do it and treat it once and do it right and do it, how you need to do. Make sure you get on top of it. But he's had a problem where he's been heated, and because he's been heated, they've had the prime time throughout the winter period to be able to still keep producing, still breeding and thriving for the parasites, just making it more and more difficult for him to get rid of them. But what's your opinions on hitting them once, hitting them hard, and giving them a good treatment? To really try make sure you knock them back, and then leaving them be, letting them settle in again, and then after a few months, or do you think it's advisable to go, like we've said, like Matt said there, straight back in again with another treatment? Is it worth the risk of leaving the parasites to build up again, or more of a risk treating again and again and again and again and again and causing gill damage or anything like that?
It is a nightmare, because someone in the industry might go, hit them hard, you double dose, you just wallop them. But someone that doesn't know what they're doing and gets the slight measurements wrong or the slight volumes wrong or whatever, double dose is the end of your fish. I've seen more fish probably killed with chemical abuse than parasitic abuse. That makes sense, because people are just wanging in. They do a scrape, find a fluke, they're wanging in a treatment, then they find Costia, they're putting in another treatment. And those treatments, they're malachite and formalin are both carcinogenic. They're not stuff to be chucking in willy nilly. Potassium does a lot of damage to the tissue, the surface tissue of fish. Fluke treatments do damage internally that you don't necessarily see, but you might see outcomes of later on. So you really only want to use a treatment when it's necessary and at the the best dose for that treatment for that problem, which is
Good evening, you four handsome buggers. Good evening.
there you go.
See, that's one thing, Rick. That's always been my worry, and I personally think the 2 fish that I did lose last year, there was absolutely naff all wrong with them. There were note at all, and I lost the Goshki and I lost that kin shower that you grew on for me, which was one of the yellow hornets and changed into a kin shower. But that's always been my biggest worry. Treating, trying to get on top of flukes. I mean, but to be honest, in my defence, I weren't just taking a scrape and seeing 1 or 2. At that particular time last season, I was seeing like as soon as I slide on 30 or 40 without even having to move it. I'm thinking, shit, that's a lot of flukes. But we had that really good, strong, hot weather, and I think they just exploded in that point and that time. And again, somebody's put in there, where did it come from? If you haven't had a fish for ages, and you've not got no in, how do they get there? Is it the fact that you do miss them and right conditions that they breed like crazy, egg layers or live ball? Or is it just the fact that you may have missed them on a fish and one particular, as I know people have said before, there's always that one fish that seems to be the trigger for everything, isn't there? Your weakest one that seems more susceptible, and it's always got some parasite wise, no matter what. If you have, you've got that one fish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, technically my sick note went, which was the Goshki. That was the problematic fish that I had last time. But other than that, before that, prior last time, was my original Yamabuki. That thing was a nightmare. She was my friend, for want for a better word, but that was the only time that fish were happy, when treatment were in water. And then I think it did something neurologically to it and messed its head up, because it were just bouncing off at walls and just slamming into far sides of it pond, and just bang, 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 until eventually, it did itself in.
Most of these problems are that you will have costia, white spot, flukes. All of these things will be in basically every pond at very low levels. The fish deal with it. People seem to forget they've got an immune system. They deal with it. They only don't deal with it when there's enough stress, enough issues, be it water temperature, be it water quality, be it whatever it is, and they will begin to suffer with it. So they're an ever present pretty much in every environment, and the fish are quite happy dealing with it until such time as, let's say, you become overstocked, you overfeed, your filters go to shit, your oxygen go, whatever it is that triggers a problem, and then suddenly you go, wow, shit, they've gone down with white spot. But the white spot isn't really
a stress event
someone
leads
else
to it.
And that's I don't know, the amount of medication hobbyists seem to use, it blows my mind, because we've got 120 ponds, and we harvested a batch of fish over there that were going to a mud pond. A few of them didn't look so clever on harvesting. They had flukes, so they'll go back, be treated before they go out. But it won't eradicate the flukes. So there'll be flukes out in the mud pond. It's not like I'm doing.
Yeah, you're just trying to reduce the numbers,
knocking them back to give the fish that benefit. Yeah, that's purely all it is, to make sure that when they go out, they're in a fit state to then carry on growing for the summer and not have an issue. And they will still be out there in that mud pond, and they will come across God knows how many different bits and pieces over the year, and they will not have any issue with them whatsoever. It's only when you harvest them, stack them in a pond, rack them up tight, have water quality problems, chase them around, stress them, that then you see potential issues that you might have to deal with.
It's funny, I had it was yesterday, somebody, one of the manufacturers turn up here, and I was talking about the dosage that's on the label, and I said, why is it though that we're common across the whole of the UK or anywhere in the hobby, you're doing exactly what it says on the packet and it's not killing the parasite? And then you hear other ones where, say, on one treatment, it's you treat on the first day and then again on the 14th day. But you know that some people are doing it on the first day, half dose on the third day, full dose again on the 7th day. Well, and it seems to be working. Why isn't that on the packet? So it's done. And they said, because we can't, because every single pond is in a different sterile environment. So what would be harsh on one pond is a waste of time on another pond. So I guess what she's trying to say is that a pond that's more natural, that's got plants, etc., hasn't got any chance in eradicating the flukes with that treatment, but they're not prepared to actually say, well, you need to up your dose level to do it. The other question I asked was, how come you've got 4 or 5 different brands or names for fluke treatment? And it was basically, there's a very, very slight difference between them, but it's a rebranding as a marketing thing. It's like, well, doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but they got different active ingredients in them. That's the point. So you might treat your pond once, you have a problem with flukes with flubenzidone and it works. Next time you treat it, it doesn't work so well. Next time you treat it with flubenzidone, it barely works at all, because basically the flukes are just becoming immune to that treatment. So you then use praziquantel and suddenly that works amazing. But then next time,
but the one that we were talking about yesterday, there was 3 treatments that were I can never say it, praziquantel in their range, but with different names.
Yeah, but the problem with praziquantel, it's getting it into the water that's the hardest bit. So
because if it don't break up when you're mixing it up brilliantly, it floats on surface, doesn't it? So 9 times out of 10 it gets pulled out for your filtration system and gets drawn out quicker than what it really should do.
Yeah,
anyway.
there's different problems with it. So yeah, praziquantel doesn't naturally want to be soluble. It doesn't want to be in the water, so they have to use different carrier agents that work differently at different probably temperatures, different pHs, different KHs, different. Yeah.
We have got a couple of questions, guys, and I have marked them, but that one is relevant to what the topic we were talking about. What would you say? In fact, I'll tell you what I did on mine, and then because I did scrapes on 4 fish, and I think best. Some people might just do 1 fish and take 3 scrapes off that 1 fish, but I take 1 or 2 scrapes off 4 fish, and that way then you're getting a good. But when I did mine, I found 2 on first slide without even really having a look. They were pretty much straight away found, and then the second slide again. And then when I went through a few slides on my fish and ended up finding flukes on every slide from every fish that I tested. So to me, that was a good indication that if I've done 4 fish, 2 slides off of each fish, or 1 or 2 slides off of each fish, and found flukes on them all, then the likelihood is the vast majority of my stock has got flukes. So better to knock them back, which is what I were, and what Rick was saying earlier, which is what I was trying to do with mine. While the water temperatures are coming up and warming up and they're becoming more active, better to spank their ass once and knock them back a bit, so that as they do start to warm up, there's less of the numbers, and then if needs be, later on in season, give them another treatment should I need to do. But
yeah,
what would you say, how many flukes should you be seeing, or how many, Costia trick, white spot, should you be seeing on a slide if you're doing one to turn around and think, yes, I need to act on that?
With the flukes, I always go by what I always say is, if you have to hunt for them, don't treat them. But if you found them, treat them. So in other words, if you're going around your slide and you're having to hunt around the whole of the slide to find a fluke, then I ease off and I wouldn't treat. But if you've put your slide in and you've found a fluke straight away, I would be starting to think, right, hang on a minute, I've got to treat straight away here, because you're going to go from one fluke to the next fluke. Because I think chances are, I think if you pulled out every fish and you'd scrape the whole fish, I reckon you would find that.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd probably find him if you were looking for him. Maybe not on every fish, but you'd definitely find fluke on a fish at some point throughout your tests.
We're not missing the point, though. Would you, if you've got a population of fish that look bright, happy, feeding well, look mint, and you thought, I'll just do a scrape and found a fluke, would you do anything? As a hobbyist pond, as a shop, it's different. But as a hobbyist, I wouldn't do anything. If the fish are happy, their appetite's good, the skin's good, the mucus is good, Why would you bang in a chemical just because? You just be aware that, okay, I found a fluke, and if they look shit at any point in the next few months, I know that there's a potential there. But if the fish look good,
could you not be waiting till there was a more of an issue, more of a problem? If you
yeah, we know, but you'd leave the fish if they're happy. They're happy. Why would you? You know, you could pick one of my dogs. I'm sure if you went over it enough, you might find a flea. But would I treat them for fleas? Probably not. Not until they're showing signs of irritation or an issue. You know, it's one of those things. Naturally, if they are
acting too,
you look at a pond and they're not flicking, they're not flashing, the mucus is good, they're feeding well, they're happy. Why keep catching them, scraping them, finding a trick or a fluke, and then bombarding them with more chemicals to probably piss them off more than you would have done by just leaving them and saying they're happy, I'll leave them. It's not. Yeah, you can find them. You could. It's like anything. You can find.
Why did you scrape your asagis?
Didn't do this. I did the ones that were going out to the mud pond. There was a couple of shearers that just looked really pink.
So you saw something that you thought.
I saw. Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, one of the ponds, the second pond we did, if I'd done that first, they would have gone straight out to the mud pond because they'd been feeding. They looked mint. It's only a few of the fish in one of them we did was actually they look a bit irritated and upset. Actually, they've got more flukes on than I want to see. I don't want to be putting them out into an environment like that.
Where
so
they're
treated,
deteriorate.
they'll go out.
Yeah.
But had we done a scrape and there'd been one fluke, I wouldn't have bought it. It'd be the stress and putting them through the treatment is as likely to bring out another problem. So by doing that, there's a good chance I might kill the bulk of the flukes and they'll go down and cost you by the end of the week. Because you're putting them through a shitstorm they don't really want to go through. You only do it at point where intervention's necessary.
No, I mean it's not. That's the reason for this whole topic is how far. I mean, Alan, feel free, mate, because if the more people that's got more experience that about what is the best way to go about it, the more people will be learning and their fish will benefit from that. So rant away, mate. If you really think that it's something that people shouldn't be doing as much. I mean, again, and this is what I wanted to ask. For me, I was really concerned that how much this year I saw that my fish, they were parked up a hell of a long time, a lot more than what they have normally. Like spring last year, they were a lot more active, a lot more sooner and earlier than what they have been this year. And that my worry and my concern was that with them all being on the bottom constantly, that there might have been areas without a window, I can't see the underside of them. So to do a health check my fish, ball them up, sock them up, have a look at them, make sure they were good. Am I going too far doing that kind of thing? Because it genuinely wasn't for content. The fact that I put it on video was just to show exactly why I was looking, because I'd had fluke issues and I'd seen my fish flashing. The last thing I wanted to see my fish is getting any sores, irritations, marks or damages and left untreated, turning for the worst. But do we go too far? Is that going too far? Or should we do a random health check? I didn't take them out at all last season to have a look at them and then ended up losing some through the summer. So I thought this spring, I will take them out. I will have a look at them. I will give them a measure and I will give them an all over check and make sure that they are in good condition so that I can put them back into pond and know now we've knocked back the flukes. Now we've left, we know that the body condition's in good condition. There's no marks. Other than the odd little bit of cat box, I've got nothing else really to worry about and nothing to be concerned over. I can leave my fish be now to the point of if I see them flicking, flashing again, maybe do some scrapes if needs be.
In that, the whole point, observation is kind of king to it. Any farmer, anyone that deals with livestock, you look at fish and just go, they're all right. You look at a tank, fish, pheasants, cows, any livestock, you look at it and go, they ain't all right. Something's not right there. Then you start doing checks or whatever. But if the fish look good, if they're doing what they should be doing, there isn't really any need to be going chasing them around and finding out what might be an issue that's not
Yeah,
really.
you know, I don't need to chase my fish around, Rick. I don't need to. They're not my fish respond to me as I walk up and down garden. I can literally put a net in that pond, and I don't have to chase them around.
But what I'm saying is, but that's observation. If your fish are chasing you up and down the pond, then by observing them, you know that there ain't much wrong with them. But if your fish chase you up and down the pond, but one of them suddenly sat in a corner that's not normally sat in a corner, you observe that and you go, well, that ain't right. Perhaps I should.
No, that was my concern for doing it, mate. We've seen him doing a lot of flicking and flashing, and then all parking up on bottom again. I know that's temperature related as well as, but they've been parked up there for like 4 or 5 months, and the worry is that have they got any source to underside of them that I should be checking? That I should be, because I know sometimes in past, my dad said he's had a couple of fish silking up bottom. And when we've took them out and had a look, the underside of the pectoral muscle area or the anal fin has been rubbed sore to the point where most of the skin had gone. You know,
that's a different scenario, isn't it? If they're sitting about in that and they don't want to be spending 4 months lead on the bottom, do they?
No, exactly.
Let's be honest about it. That's a water parameter that's hard to control, but it isn't conducive to happy, healthy koi, is it? Sat there at 6 degrees.
That's what I was more. I mean, don't get me wrong. Throughout the day, when the sun's up and it's warm and the water warms up that few degrees, they're off on the cruising around again. But every night here, it's dropping cold again every night, and they're all going to the far end of pond, sit down there, and they all sit there for night, and then they're back up and in morning again. First thing, I'm out there to check on them, and they're out there and they're back up and they're moving around, but. I was just concerned there was something wrong. But parameters are good, fish are good, body wise, condition wise, all healthy. So cold is the issue.
I'm always reluctant to treat and scrape the fish for the last resort, because I find when you do treat the fish, you end up with maybe having then to treat for flukes, because I suppose you strip the mucus layer off and something else has got in there.
What do you find the most frustrating bit when you do find a parasite? Is it is it treating the parasite, or having to turn the UV off and your filters off and knowing that you're going to have 2 weeks of shitty green water?
So you're more bothered about.
I find relief if I find a parasite, because I know how to deal with it then, usually. It's just this time it's been a bit puzzling, because I had the trick on heavy on 2 fish, not on any other fish. So I treated for the trick with the Alparex, and then I had me problems after with me water source having to be turned off in the purifiers, and when it was turned back on, that's when I had all the problems. So it's a bit of a strange one. Like, I've got to try and suss it all out. But
just what you're saying sounds familiar to what I've had this week. At the end of last week was a pond that all the fish were flashing, flashing in the pond, and we went over and we did a scrape on one of the fish that looked poorly. When we netted it up, it was red and horrible underneath, and the fins started to serrate it up. Did a scrape, and there was not a single parasite on that fish. And that's what I'm saying. Is it bacterial? That water out there is pristine, going through God knows how many big blues, etc., etc.
I'll come back to that scene.
Another one is, I'm not going to mention any names, but in the past I've dealt with a couple koi dealers that have got shitloads of valuable fish. They don't use any purifiers.
That ain't me or Rich, then.
No, the water for their ponds comes straight out the tap, no purifiers, then their fish are fine, and they don't believe in using purifiers. So it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it?
Is that because the fish aren't as valuable as they're making them out to be?
I don't know. They're well-known koi dealers, but I won't say any names.
You'd think that most people would use some fine,
especially if they've got thousands of pounds worth of fish in each pond. I mean thousands of pounds, big koi as well.
But there's differences between obviously water source, how people look after those fish. Like I say, you might find that your problem's got nothing to do with the water source or the
Probably,
purifier.
it probably hasn't, Rick, to be fair. It could be
Just
something totally
without
different.
nailing it, you know, you might just find that they are going through. So you've got a certain strain of bacteria in your pond that's affecting some of those fish that are coming up through a temperature that haven't seen it as often as your big fish.
Yeah.
Salt might be the answer. You know.
We're just going to say, with Paul's just put that in there. I mean, we've all seen fish that go to koi shows, and we've all seen that when they're in a different parameter of waters or different area, different environment, you all see a fish in there, and you see the comments, well, look at that fish, it's flashing, it's flicking. But it's a total different environment to what it's used to do. It could be now that your water that's going in has got a little bit of that effect going on. Would salt eradicate that issue and cut down a little bit of the stress and help him a little bit? Could salt in his water?
Salt is a handy one just for alleviating certain low level problems. But yeah, who knows? You just
trial and error then.
It is, but that's the whole point. Unless you can send your fish off and have, you know, a virology exam done on it, your water's gone off to a proper lab and have that done on it. As someone all the different strains of bacteria on it. As someone do, you come to a point where you got to go, well, I can change this. Does it help? Yes. Does it help? No. What's changed? Temperature's changed. Water source has changed. Change one. See what happens. Add salt. Sorts the problem. You know, you might just. A lot of koi keeping is trial and error. And if your fish are that upset, then change something. But if they're just a little bit irritated, maybe just change back. It could be the simplest fact you just changed your food, and suddenly you're getting more irritation. Using a different treatment 2 weeks ago might have had an effect on the filtration. You might have a tiny bit more ammonium nitrate than you normally do.
Than you would normally have, yeah.
There's so many little
process of elimination with through it all, isn't it, Rick? To try one thing and see what that's like after a week or two, and then that doesn't make any difference. Try adding salt, see if that. But then you've got to obviously get the salt out again. But while it's in there and you're reducing it, and you're doing like what you're doing with a drum, that will be constantly diluting it out each time, regardless, won't it, on a drum system?
But with a drum, you can put the water to somewhere and push back to the pond, reducing 90% of your water usage, and just get rid of the real physical waste. And that's another way of doing it. But it's another added issue. It's another pump you need to add, another tank you need to add, and whatever else. But it could be something that needs to be done if your drums are using a lot of water.
What about this one then? Enjoy your koi. Question: I have a 4-year-old Maradu Kahaku. Is that Marahino? Marado Kahaku for the last 3 years, and when the winter comes, it gets Popeye. I put it in the QT tank at 22 degrees, and it goes back to normal. Any idea? Pond's not heated
because it hates the cold, basically. Yeah. Koi don't like, and the more inbred. So another question pops up: oh, Japanese Sankeys and shows.
Yeah,
there is no difference between an English. Individual parent sets will produce fish that are genetically stronger or weaker. So stop snoring. Sorry, Zoe's snoring.
That's a dog.
No, it's not. It's a dog.
So when you've got
absolutely KO'd.
When you've got
you'll get. We've done it in the past where we've bred too close, the blood's too thick, and you end up with fish that are really, really nice quality, but their genetic strength is absolutely
weak as shit.
And you'll get that. So you'll have some farms you could buy fish from Sakai Fish Farm that are absolutely bulletproof, and you might go, and then you buy from another farm, the fish are that much more refined, that much more pretty, that much more inbred, and the first time they go below 15 degrees, or the first time they see Costia, or the first time they get mixed with a fish, they're an absolute pain in the ass. And that's just genetic strength. Doesn't matter who bred them. That's just the genetic coding in the fish, and that you can't. Koi are weak compared to normal. I mean, you could breed normal carp fling them in the worst environment and they survive. You know, they're pretty much indestructible. You can't do that with especially the higher end the fish get, the weaker they get. That's cool, isn't it? That shouldn't really be news to anyone, would it?
I mean, yeah. When you say there, when the pond's not heated and you have effects and putting it in a heated environment and it goes away again, that would indicate that obviously it's temperature related, which causes the issue. But I always thought that when you got pop eye, isn't that when they're getting a build-up of fluid behind the eye, which makes them bulge out a little bit?
Yeah. So that fish might
it's
have
like a secondary to what's already.
Its genetic problem might be that its kidneys are pretty shit, and if it's cold, it gets stressed and it doesn't.
Yeah, its immune system's lower because it's a bit weaker because of temperatures, and therefore it can't disperse all that fluid getting bulged out.
You've only got to look at insurance for dogs. If your dog is a purebred British Bulldog, your insurance is going to be a lot more expensive than if it's a Heinz 57. Why is that? Well, inbred and it's got problems.
Yeah.
Whereas your mongrel is bulletproof.
Yeah.
That's literally the be all and end all, isn't it? But your mongrel's not going to win Crufts.
So people, I mean, you could when you were asking there, Rick, are Japanese Sankin show are more susceptible to problems in UK ponds as opposed to English bred? You could say that.
No, I'd say no.
Just to say,
I'd say
bloodlines. Your stock that you're producing is from Japanese bloodlines that you've brought from over there. So
yeah, but I might choose parents to do well in our water, so I might, and they're less stressed in terms of the transport. But genetically, there shouldn't be a great difference. But if you're buying fish from Momotaro and his fish have never ever seen water below 22 degrees or whatever, and you ship them into this country and you put them in your pond for a winter up in Huddersfield, unheated, you are going to see issues.
They're going to feel it, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah,
sure. Feel it. So yeah, you might buy from one UK breeder and go, wow, these fish are bulletproof, and you buy from another UK breeder and go, wow, these fish can't tolerate anything. They're fucking, they haven't got the same strength. But it's just to do with each parent set. So we'll produce Sankies from 5 parent sets this year. Some of them could be really strong. Some of them could be really weak. It's not genetics. It's a bit of a nightmare. But the holy grail is to look good.
That problem's made worse, isn't it? Time and time again by man selecting the best of the best of the best of the best from everyone again and again till eventually, just to make them look as pretty. It's like you were saying there with the Heinz 57. The closer you go back to the original strain of Miracarp, the more stronger they are. The more you go to the opposite end of the scale, the weaker they are.
Pretty much, but this is where the breeders is picking fish, and not only have got the genetic qualities in terms of growth and colour quality and body shape, but also genetic strength, and that is something is being done more and more. But yeah, they're not breeding fish in Japan thinking, oh, the hobbyists in the UK have got really cold, shitty water. It's not even on their radar, is it? It's like if you're gonna spend top money on a high-end shower from a bloodline that is incredibly inbred, then you want to be making sure you give it an environment which probably means heated and well looked after. Oh, look at this.
It's like Star Trek.
Just a couple of comments coming in there saying, is mine buffering? Well, as you can see there, guys, I'm not only upstreaming it, I'm also downloading it and watching it, and mine's not buffering. So to you gentlemen, I say, buy yourself some decent internet.
Mine's probably terrible.
If it is lagging, guys, refresh your stream. It's likely more of a YouTube issue than mine. It's not streaming or buffering for me, and I'm watching it live as well as playing it. So
you're the echo problem, isn't you?
And I turned the ads off. And I apologise. StreamYard now has it so that you can have a little tab so you can go down and through it. But once you tick it to put the ads on, you need to untick that tab. So I forgot to knock it off. So I apologise. It's they should be off, and I'll stick them back on after the live's finished.
You're going to be a millionaire at this rate. All these ads.
Oh, I'm not going to be anything, mate, because everybody pisses and moans about adverts instead of actually going out there and get themselves an ad blocker. Or, as I've stated before, all the other little things that are out there you can get. You can just put a space between. If you go type in www.youtube, but after the U, put space tube and use that link to get yourself, you'll find you get no adverts. Apparently you can't do it, but I know you can do it.
Maybe up north, but not down south.
Maybe there might be a little bit. We've got some more questions coming. In fact, we're getting quite a lot of questions coming in. We've also got some fish talk out this evening too. One to identify. In fact, one that I want you to have a look at, Rick, and tell me what it is, because I've got no idea. Dave Thompson's put, got 2 koi that are fine all day eating normal, and 6 in the evening, both koi start flashing and darting around the pond.
Is it when Neighbours comes on?
I was going to say he's getting excitement for EastEnders.
There's the diurnal rhythm, so your pH might be changing as you come in. Also, if you've been feeding them during the day, that might be in effect. So they've been fine and eating all day, and then that point in the evening, your water quality is probably going towards its worst. But yeah, there's multiple reasons that it's not unusual. The behaviour changes through the course of day and night, and the water chemistry changes through day and night. So yeah, you probably need more information. Is it what you feed and how much you feed, and all the other fish behave normally? Just if it's just the same two koi every evening, something's changing in the water chemistry, isn't it?
It's mad.
You're trying to get rid of a great big shite and it's stuck.
It's mad how it can affect particular fish though, and not the rest.
It's not really, though, is it? If you think of us 4 old boys sat here, if we went out, had a few beers and a curry, one of us would be moaning about bellyache the next day, and one of us would probably have a hangover, and 2 of us would probably be fighting fit.
Yeah, it's right. Everybody's different, aren't they? Yes, it is, Paul. Tom's picture is smaller because he's got his phone in that.
Yeah,
and he's in darkness.
As opposed to that way.
He's got no electric, turn the light on.
Bloody hell.
No, turn your phone that way, Tom. Turn your phone that way now. No, not you, the
Locked.
phone.
There we go. Oh, you've got
I told you on shit with technology.
On.
Wait for a minute.
What about this one then? Question: does sodium biosulfate reduce heavy metals? Tar.
No, but it might bind them up.
So is that the same as that total pond detox stuff?
That's just that's dechlorinator.
And that's all it is.
Yeah. So basically,
lots of dechlorinator contain sodium biosulfate as well.
Yeah. So basically, it can't reduce it, but it can make it less toxic. You can use salt to make certain things less toxic, like nitrite. And you can use certain chemicals to bond up other chemicals to make them less toxic. But so potentially, I'm not a chemist, but yes, you might be able to use that to make copper less of an irritant. I don't know.
There we go.
I'm not saying.
Is that how the total pond detox works then? Because that has a heavy metal reducing.
Mate, that does a lot of stuff.
Magic to it as well. That's what I mean. It does have a lot of.
Does it do what it says on the tin?
Well,
to be fair, I've been using it. I quite like it for certain aspects, but how do you quantify what it does is really difficult, because it says I think it says it removes nitrite, but it doesn't. It bonds it up, so it still registers on a test, but it makes it less toxic. If you grind up zeolite, it will remove ammonia and a lot of other stuff. You put clay in it, it absorbs other. Why do you use cat litter to stop cat waste stinking? It just absorbs stuff. It doesn't remove it. It just changes it into something less toxic for a period of time. If it stays in the litter tray, it probably stink like crap after a while, won't it? I don't. There's shortcuts. They've all got their places. So I don't know. Yeah, you can use There's so much. There's a chemist could have a field day. You can use one thing to bond up another, and potentially remove it from a system. But in reality, we're going down gimmick roads, aren't we?
Listen to this for a statement from Tony. I've got 900 up and down, so can't really get faster than that. You definitely can. You definitely can.
900 what?
You can get 2 gig and 3 gig now, Tony. So, I mean, 900 MPA is fast. As fast as mine.
Tony, StreamYard still doesn't work though, does it, Tony?
But what could be the thing, and what everybody needs to remember is, whenever you've got an internet router and it's in your house, quite often or not, you will find that your data company that provides you with your internet regularly does little updates to your router at midnight every night, or every couple of nights, or whenever. And if you haven't switched off your router and restarted it in 16 months, even if you've got 900 up and down, you'll find that you'll be having lagging issues. But more than likely, with the amount of people that have got this kind of thing going on, it's probably YouTube related, not me. So either refresh your feed and give that a try, or other than that, not much I can really
Turn
do.
off your router. Oh, that's a good way of getting rid of
Your
your
router off.
Turn off your router.
That's what they always say, don't they? Yeah. Restart your router. Turn it back on again after 3 minutes. No, it's freezing here in Doncaster. Yeah, well, it's not much warmer here in Huddersfield, mate. I can agree
We
with you.
were tropical today, mate. 25 degrees, blazing sunshine. Down south, glorious.
Apparently, Rick, you're on fire. You're on fire. Myth busted.
Yeah, Tom, why you got some lovely fish? Why have you never done the shows?
Yeah, Tom. Why are you not doing the show?
3 of them that I wanted to take this year. One split his dorsal. 2 have knocked the benny on their heads, so they're waiting for the benny to come back.
Yeah, I'm
So-
doing one of mine too, man.
Hopefully, I will get round to it next year.
But you got more than 3 nice fish.
I have, yeah, but it was 1 Kahaku and 2 Sankeys I really wanted to take that obviously Rick bred.
Take them anyway. Matt,
Yes,
take them
and
up.
it's having the confidence to do it as well.
Just
You
say they split the dorsal in the bag on the way up.
Definitely heard it on YouTube now.
I
do want to do it. It's
Get some good photos of them and put them on Joe's digital one first. And then when you win all the top prizes, you'll have the confidence to do the national next year.
yeah. I bought the oxygen bottle and all that. They got the gear to do it. It's just hopefully next year they'll be a bit bigger as well. To be fair, I need to try and get the bodies a bit bigger as well on a couple of them. Try and fill them out a bit. So I was thinking next year I was going to put them in the grow on so I can concentrate the food with them. They're not competing with the whole big pond full of fish. There'll be 5 or 6 in there. They get a special treatment. Hopefully I can get bodies bigger.
Bigger bodies. Get down the Nutrimare, man.
Yeah, they've been on Nutrimare for a year now, and to be fair, it has helped. And the growth in length has been really good, considering it's not a heated pond, although it's in like polycarb. It is, I think it is good for putting bulk on.
We want to see your fish at the show, mate. Not because they're all mine, because they're not all mine. But
That's about half of them, are.
yeah.
Do you think that, well, your fish enjoy the food then, and you're having good results from it?
Yeah, they can't get enough of it. To be fair, I've had no problem with them eating it. It's just how much you keep ploughing into them before you trash your water and all this, that, and the other, isn't it? And the cost of the food.
Well, it's cheaper compared to some.
Well, Nutrimare is cheap compared to Saki Hikari.
That's what you normally use, isn't it?
I haven't. I have tried it 1 year, but that was the balance. That was good, but again, that was like a lot dearer. Coppins was pretty reasonable. The vitality that you sell, but I think Nutrimare would probably have the same results as what I had with the balance. Personally,
That's good, isn't it? And when you can take him to the show, then you can, even better.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with it. Trouble is, it's the ones that put the body on. I find in my pond are always the ones with the bigger bodies anyway. Whether they're greedier, the ones you want to put it on don't.
Yeah, but that's again. That's you could look around any table in the world, and the fatty bongos is still fat. Yeah, that's like I say.
So
if you could take the fishy one out to give them that environment where you could give them more food with less competition, but that's not most people's. Most people can't do that, can they? They've got one pond and do the best by it they can.
Yeah, at the moment, see, I could do that in the grow on. It's only 500 gallons, but it's well filtered, so I could put 8 of the ones I want to take to the show in there, bang some food in, more food, see if I can
send them up to Tony far more coy. You put some body on them.
Yeah,
just loan them out for a few months.
But it is.
So, Rich, on the show, at what point would you stop prepping the fish? As in, like, if you
I'm not selling another dealer.
No, nothing to do with me. I'm trying to get the boys that are going to the show to come on and talk about it, but you know what they're like. They're all a bit shy.
Ollie's not shy, mate. We can't have him on the show. There's not enough time.
Well, if you did a scrape now and you found Costia, obviously you would treat.
To be fair, there's certain things you treat for 100%, and especially if you're even remotely thinking about going to a show, you want to make sure you are as parasite free as possible, because the stress of going to the show is going to bring anything out tenfold. So you need to be 100% that you've got nothing underlying. You want to be feeding now all about body and color, like massive. The earlier you start, the better, because you obviously by the time you starve them for 10 days or whatever before the show, it has a big effect on the mass of the fish. So they almost need to look, dare I say, a little bit too big.
Yeah, so you want to get them a little bit more plumper than what they actually need to be for when you cut them back for the period in time when they clear the gut out.
So you're saying that Deutsch Kujaku that I sent you the video of, if we starve him, it could be
mate, that's not plump. That's more eggs. If you put that in a show vat, it will lose half its body weight in the first 24 hours. Eggs have been no show judge is going to be happy with you, because it's just going to make a mess.
It's that particular fish is so annoying though, because it's quality fish, and it was just like, I know what Rich is going to say, and we were doing all of these video scans. You know, when I was sending them to you as well, sent you some in the evening, but we were videoing them all and sending them to Rich, and I was going, I know what Rich is going to say. Too fat. Too fat.
Not too fat. Do you know what? If he wanted to take that to a show and compete, I'd put it in a paddling pool and get it to spawn now. So it dumps its eggs, and then you can start rebuilding it, and it will have a nice body shape for the show, and it won't spawn at the show. You could literally manipulate that fish to look spot on. And that's well within the rules. You can put it into the spawn before the show. And if it's a fish he really wants to show, that's exactly what I'd do. I'd chuck it into a spawning vat with a couple of males, let it dump those eggs, and by the time the show comes along, it'll be halfway through creating its next egg. It'll have a nice shape.
That's what my King Kikakura looks like. Exactly the same. Fat.
But it's a quality fish though. Just
it's a Deutsch fish that's carrying a lot of eggs. It looks like a mirror carp, and
that's exactly what mine looks like. Well, if you're on EE, Seska, you're on BT.
See, I'm not saying that's what Israeli fish used to look like when they get shipped in full of eggs.
That's what mine looks like now. Just
So
saying,
you could put that in a warm paddling pool with a couple of males, let it spawn. It will drop. Honestly, it probably drop 30 to 40% of its body mass in eggs and become like a horrible skinny tadpole. But as it starts to redevelop its eggs through June, it will have a really nice shape.
Really nice shape throughout.
And it won't spawn in the vats because the eggs won't be. It just won't. And it could actually probably do quite well at a show. But it takes a lot of manipulation to get that fish to go to work.
When I saw it in the pond, and I was like, out of all of them, that's probably one of my favourite fish.
It's funny and all out with female fish as well. When they do get heavy with spawn, they always seem to be slightly more one side than the other and all, don't they? Not always.
They're carrying. So the ovaries are two separate sort of sides to it. So you will get discrepancy in the sides on a. I mean, it's just, yeah. At that point, skin quality, the scalation, everything about that fish is show quality except for the body. And the only way you can make that body look any better than that is by getting rid of the eggs and then start rebuilding it. And that's, I'm not saying do that. It's up to your client, customer to do that. If he wants to do that, I don't know how desperate you to take a fish.
Would you run the risk though, Ricky? I mean, you'd have to get it in there at some point with some males to, a bit of Barry White and all of that kind of thing going on in background and everything. So it's in the mood, so to speak. But you run the risk of knocking a couple of scales or
100%. But what else do you do? It's not a fish like that carrying that. It's just not.
Could you not just remove it though, or remove the males once you started?
No, because you want them to still carry on spawning. So ideally, you could hand strip it, and then put it comfortably somewhere or whatever. But in reality, that fish might have like a 4-week window when the eggs are half developed, when it looks lovely. You've got to nail the foot. You've got to nail the window. It's one of them, isn't it? No. I don't know.
It's a hard one. The only consolation for him is he's got plenty to take anyway. So
he's got some great fish. And at the end of the day, it's no skin off his nose to put that fish
man,
into a paddling pool with a couple of males. Just let it get the eggs out anyway. It's not going to do the fish any. It probably did the fish good. And if it's good to go to the show in end of June, it's good to go to the show. It's not. It's not. It's
one thing we did speak about was if you've got a fish that is just primed to drop her eggs like she is that likely to start everybody doing it in that pond?
Yeah. If you put that in a show, they all treat it. The hormones, if you put her in a show vat at the end of June, full of eggs like that, she will be spawning probably the next day and be triggering everything to turn into a right mess.
Yeah, I'm thinking more as in if she starts at home, is she likely to start everybody off at home and then cause mayhem a week before?
No, because you in an ideal world, you put someone separate to deal with that before going back into the pond when it's all finished. But if she spawns in the pond, then it's like a knock on effect. It's like dominoes, isn't it? If one fish starts to go, the hormones, the males go mental, they chase other females, it all just turns into a mass orgy.
I remember last year when we were at the show, it basically started on the Saturday morning and it was still going on, I think, on the Tuesday afternoon, because obviously it was just circulating through from female to female.
Yeah, and that's a problem. That's what happens in the show vats as well. You move them and the first one triggers and it just kind of triggers everything in that vat. Okay.
Back to a similar sort of question there, but one of my female koi looks a bit eggy. Any advice to help? Pond is heated and have no male koi.
There is no help. Unfortunately. Well, no, there's not, is there? At the end of the day,
blowing all the right
the biggest problem with body shapes of koi is females that carry too many eggs. But shearers and showers are probably two of the worst, and doits general carry more eggs than that look. They don't just don't have the bodies to carry it.
So I got customers that only want female fish. Isn't that dangerous then in that case?
No, it's not dangerous at all. But if you've got 10 female fish and one of them carries a lot of eggs, it doesn't matter whether there's males in there or not. It's going to carry a lot. That's just how it is. It's got a worse body structure than others. It just carries more eggs and hasn't got the body frame to conceal that big gut load of eggs. If you've got males or not, no different.
How long before they take, or how long after they spawn does it take for a koi to have a second spawn?
12 weeks at 24 degrees.
Seriously, is that quick?
Seriously,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Shit, man! I didn't think it. I mean, I knew tamasabas were pretty damn fast because I've seen those within a matter of weeks. But
yeah, a koi will redevelop its eggs from scratch in 12 weeks at 24 degrees.
Wow.
So we've done, not recently, but we used to do the fish multiple times in a year.
Question from Mark. Gaz, are any of the panel going down to Crafty's event on Saturday? I won't be attending, mate, unfortunately.
Crafty who?
Crafty who? I think Rick's going. I don't know about Paul. Sorry, Paul. I just read that because it's underneath Tom's name. I don't know if Tom's going, and I don't know if Matt's going.
I'm not going.
I won't be attending, mate. No, unfortunately not.
I will be going. I will be picking Vince up on my way.
There we go.
My car will stink of Red Bull by the time I get there.
We were saying to me the other day, we're saying that is a lot of your wall is structurally supported with crushed cans of that.
Red Bull, yeah.
Yeah, tucked inside him when he's been blocking them up. He did join earlier on. I don't know what happened there, but
he was in the filter shed. I don't know if his signal dropped or. But yeah.
Alan Tate's going, he says there, look. So we've got
Alan Tate's doing a seminar.
Yeah.
About something.
I would have liked
to. Lee's going.
I can't afford so.
It's
and I know
dry,
Rocket Boy and Tony are both going down.
So, Rich, go back to the show side. I'm chuckling. Right, I reckon, guys, what we ought to do is a week by week prep to the show. Ricky style.
You could make this more blatant if you tried.
Are you trying to get somebody to possibly make a step by step on how to prep fish for kois?
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I mean, it's interesting.
Right.
I mean,
I know I spoke to a few people this week.
We could run Tom through it, so when he's ready, he can do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea.
I was going to say didn't really know, but it's like you hear these different bits and pieces of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and that was one of the questions. That was one of the questions of at what point do you start catching the fish and getting used to going into a bowl. Because you hear, or into a vat, putting them into a bag to get them used to going in a bag.
Familiarization. Or is that what we're saying?
You know, do we do this?
Everybody keeps saying all the time you shouldn't dick around with your fish so much, but I personally
but at the end of the day, if you're going to take your fish to a show,
you need to do.
I think the more you dick around with them, the better.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if a fish that's used to being netted, bowled, going into a vat, whatever, is so much more settled than a fish that's never seen a net for 2 years to being chased and back. It's 100% that side of it. If you could have a show vat to put your fish in for periods of time, I know. See, the BKKS rules originally used to be, if you showed your fish at one show, you can't show it for 3 months or whatever. Whatever it was, there was a time scale, a month, 6 weeks, because of the stress. And yes, on one hand, that makes perfect sense. But the other hand is the more you put a fish through that, and the earlier you put a fish through that in its life, the less stress that fish goes through doing it. Things change. I mean, when I was a kid, if a dog had pups, you were always told you leave the female, you don't go near them, you don't do this, you don't do that. Now, when you've got pups, you literally they should be introduced to 150 different people every noise unknown to man should crash around them.
Yeah.
You desensitize them early, and then they don't get stressed through the rest of their life.
Yeah.
It's the same with koi. If you've got a koi in a tank, if you hatch it in our hatchery, by 4 weeks it's tame. It's ridiculous. Fry will chase you up and down the pond. if you carry that on, they get stressed by being caught, bowled, moved, shipped. But the minute they go and spend 2 years in a mud pond and they come back, they're not wild animals.
Crazy as hell.
Yeah, and that's.
Guys, I reckon this is really good. What you want to do is do a little thing. So, a boom, boom, boom. This week, Ricky, get you ready.
They've been talking about this, haven't they, already? He's already been planting these little seeds to try and see if he can get them to do this.
Well, at least then we all turn up at the show and all our customers and everybody says, oh, fucking hell, what happened? We can say, blame it on Ricky. We did it Ricky style.
I would say this much as well. When you're at a show and you've got all that time of that week, you're there benching on a Friday, your fish are there Saturday, they're in there till Sunday, results are out, and then you're bagging them back up and you're leaving. That's a lot of time to be talking with people that are interested in the same hobby, pastime, passion that you're involved in. And all right, you might not get everybody that's prepared to go out there and give you information, but you will find that a lot of them are an open book and will share just purely because some of them want a bit of competition.
Well, at the end of the day, most people will share.
They do share. They've shared it with me. They've told, lots. I mean, I was stood talking to a guy for about 2 hours once about all the ins and outs of what he does and everything, and I was gobsmacked.
He was working at the bar, Gaz.
Shit, he was barman, wasn't it, Alex? But yeah, they will give you tips. They will give, maybe not so much tips, but they will tell you what they do and what they go through and what they're involved in. I mean, it's part of it, isn't it? Surely. I mean, there'll be those that won't, I guess, as well. There'll be those that want to keep all the cards close to the chest because they won't want nobody else to beat them. But the vast majority of clubs and clubs that show and are in and doing it probably have talks and discussions about it as well.
Because I can remember Lee did a bit on it as well, because he was, one of the bits I can remember was talking about PPing the fish to remove all the mucus to sharpen them up. But at what stage do you do that? And is it advisable? And
it's not, I'd say it's not advisable to most people, but if you're competing at the absolute top end and the skin condition of your fish, if you PP them 10 days before the show is 1% better, that could be a difference, couldn't it? So I think, yeah, but the difference is, Paul, you probably already, he's saying he's starting now, but actually in reality, he started months ago.
Yeah, actually in reality, it probably started last season when he took them all back after and it's been ongoing, Paul, I would imagine. If you're showing your fish, you've always got to keep them good, haven't you? It's not something you just...
Paul starves them, they're cold and they're starved for the winter. So he's like old school in the fact that
he gives him
a fish have gone months without any food whatsoever. Whereas Tom was perhaps a more modern koi keeper that's fed his fish every day since ever. They always do. And that's a difference in styles or temperatures and all the rest of it. So, what comes better, unless you're showing against each other, it's hard to tell, isn't it? And even then, it's almost impossible because you're buying different stock and you've got different budgets and different ponds.
Is body shape 60% of the score?
Mr. Tate?
I don't know what it is. It is kind of the beer. If it hasn't got a decent body, it ain't competing, is it?
No.
It's no good having the perfect pattern and looking absolutely mint, but being like figure of S.
Figure or a rugby ball. You say that, yeah, but everything's got to be, even the way the fish behave in the vats plays a part. Because some fish will just look happy and natural and glide around a vat looking good, and other fish will just look awful. Even the quality is amazing, they'll cower and tuck up and look.
Again, I suppose though you could do the same by prepping your fish by putting them in a different environment on occasion, so that they get used to being in a little show vat type thing.
that proved a point at the weekend when Sean was bowling up his fish on the ones that I think the oldest was a sandsite, and it had obviously been bowled up, netted, shown, etc., etc. You put the net in, and it would literally almost like what you were saying about your fish, Gaz. You could literally put the net underneath, bring it up, put it in the bowl, put it in the sock. He was happy as Larry, didn't budge an inch.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do personally think that when you if you're around your fish a lot, your fish are used to you and they're not all that spooked off by you. I can literally put my net in the pond, slide it underneath the fish as they come to swim around. They'll come up to the net, and I can just pop it underneath them, lift them up, gently bring it back across surface. I haven't got one single fish in my pond that tries to jump out the net, ever. Never have. And they
Coming back for us, mate.
Well,
I've got plenty of fish to do that.
I'm not charging in there with a net. I'm not dashing around. I'm moving around nice and steady as well. And I'm always in garden a lot. So they're used to me being there. They don't see me as a threat.
They definitely know you, though, because even like on Tuesday, I had two ugly mugs snooking in the ponds in the polytunnel. Normally, they're all there going like that at the surface. With these two heads sticking over the top, and they just went to the bottom, and it was like,
they do, mate, don't they? If it's something out of the norm or something different, it's like when you go to a koi show, you can see that there's fish that are literally hiding in the bubbles, aren't they? They do avoid being anywhere near someone if they're not used to it. So again, probably just a case of, I mean, I bowled up all those fish of mine. There was only one that gave me a little bit of trouble in trying to turn it over, because all the rest of them I could pretty much get hold of, handle. I mean, I was measuring them up in bowl with other ones nudging around my hands, where a lot of people might put the fish in a bowl and the fish are scattering around all over the place trying to get out, trying to get away. I think the more you interact with them, the more you do with them, the lot calmer they become.
Desensitization.
Yeah, it is, Rick. I'm a firm believer in it. I mean, I actually said at the end of the video, in my opinion, they always say that doing stuff like that is a stress event. Now, most animals don't want to or don't eat when they've been stressed. They normally avoid it. And I literally took the net off, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's a disturbance for them all. I netted them, socked them, took them from the sock to a bowl, out the bowl, into a sock, back into the pond, and then went, for next fish, next pair, next pair, next pair. And literally, those fish were just taken out at random. Right, that one. I picked whichever ones I were going to go for first. No chasing them around. Get them up, get them into the bowl. And then I put all the netting back, put all the fish back, put all the netting back, all the stones back. Then I cut my lawn, and I messed around with dog for a little bit in garden, and then literally walked to my shed and threw an handful of food on. And within seconds, they're straight up to feed. They're not bothered by it at all. They're not bothered if I'm in the pond. But, I suppose the more you desensitize them to it, but then you've got that other problem with any form of predator that comes around. They're a bit desensitized, which is the less, it's one of the other things.
Heron fodder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You always say that about you always say that about your fish, don't you, Rich? How they jump.
But they spend time out in environments where if they don't escape, they get eaten, don't they? That's just reality. So it's different parent sets produce fish with different temperaments as well. Definitely, there is no doubt. It's not just variety. You have variety dependence. So you might produce a chago is much more likely to be hand tamed than a shishui. That's a variety dependence thing. But you also have different parent sets that create fish that have got different, you could say, appetites or willingness to risk coming up for food or whatever it happens to be. And we see it all the time. You got fish and you feed them, and you'll have Sankeys at the front feeding, growing like crazy, and at the back you got some Shiros and Goshki that are not as willing to take a risk to get some food, and then they grow a bit less.
Yeah,
separate them out, and that's a variety thing. That's a genetic thing again. Yeah, there's a minefield of outcomes and differences, and
But the shyer, like you said, Rick, the shyer fish is always that one that does develop less and less and less compared to everything else that's out there and doing it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that fish might only eat one pellet and grows a lot slower. But when that giant bird comes and eats them all, he's the
one that's going to survive it. Yeah, that's it. It is. Philip King says there, he says, my koi beg when they see me dog, they might do exactly the same, mate. Today, I were out in garden, sat there, and I were having a cup of coffee, and dog came out, stood outside the pond, and they used to do it with me over dog, and they do it now with this one too. And they just come up to the side where he is, and they're all there. I mean, that's not so necessarily such a good thing, but it's one of those things. It's, it's nice because they interact with you. But then again, if I have different people in garden, they act totally different.
Now, I have the problem. I chuck food in my pond, and I got my dogs, my peacocks, my ducks, and my koi all trying to eat the same food.
And the foxes trying to eat the fish. That's we've lost fish to foxes, man. Not just otters and kingfishers and cormorants and all the normals. We've had foxes taking fish out of our ponds when the fish get taken.
Somebody actually put a comment over there saying, I've just gone and got an electric net to go around my pond because I've crapped myself from watching this when we were talking about otters of a week. So like I say, they were concerned and worried because they never give it a thought. But yeah.
It's mad, don't it? You think a cat sits beside a pond and the fish will come and see it. But naturally, a cat would hook those fish out, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
A wild type cat.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
Everything will do. So, yeah, it's lovely to have fish that are super tame, come and see you. But there is a downside to it in certain scenarios. So I don't even know where this conversation started. Desensitizing your fish.
Desensitizing your fish. Tip of the day there, look.
We're doing it
through your finger. It hurts. Yeah, just a bit, mate. I reckon it probably would.
Where this all started is we are now going to do a weekly dung. Ricky's, get your fish ready for the show.
Yeah. Show prep tips.
Right. Well, if you're not already started on the pure white colour enhancer, then you're shot.
But yeah, if you've not already started prepping your fish now, you should be prepping now. Look, there's a showman. He shows his fish. He's starting already, and the shows are in August. So he's already prepping. He's already on it.
We could get Paul to come on. The Godfather.
Paul's already on the whiskey, mate. He ain't coming on.
Paul might not necessarily want to give away his competition tips, though.
But Paul's going to be at Crafty's event in the weekend.
I'm trying to find out what Tony's going to be showing so that we can make sure that we put something in better.
I've got a whole list of Tony's fish, but it's fine.
We've got a fish to ID.
Oh, an ID.
I think I know what it is, but then I've got one of mine I want you to see if you can ID because I've got no idea what it is. And I did have a theory, but that's gone straight out the window. The more I had a good look at it over there. But we have had one sent in by Aaron Mooney. It's for hi guys. This koi is out of the missus's front nature pond. She would like to know what it might be. Some kind of Aragoki style, and it was from the Grown Show with a Difference year 1. So Rick should know. If it had a thicker peduncle, I would have put some heat on it, as I quite like it myself. Many thanks. So I'm going to bring up that. We'll have a little bit of a look at it. We've got a video and a still. So I'll bring this up. And answers on the postcard.
It's a pilchard. I should know. I can't answer it because...
You can't what? Hang about. Let's take off. Let's get rid of that sound. That sounds horrible. But there we go. I'm saying... I reckon... But I'll go last. But I reckon that's...
Well, you can't. If you're going to go last, you can't say what it is then, can you?
I didn't, did I? Go on, Tom. What do you reckon?
Some sort of kaku? Is it red or?
No.
Metallic orange and white.
Kikasui?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's even really it is pretty much...
See, on one mon on two different monitors, that looks quite
It's a metallic fish,
metallic fish.
platinum
Yeah.
based with an orangey metallic benny. So whether it's Aragoki or not, it's irrelevant, isn't it? It is a kikasuti of some description.
Of description, yeah.
Look at those. Look at those
Them
scales.
scales, yeah.
Scales are smart, aren't they?
Different, nice pattern on his head.
Do you know what that fish would benefit from? Heat.
Well, heat and flow.
Heat. Not even flow, heat. If you put that fish under heat, the body would slim out, the head would broaden out, and it would look quite different. Give that fish 6 months at 30 degrees, it will look like a Jap fish rather than a fat English one.
It is.
So you're reckoning Aragoki kikasuti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's from the Kinshowa Red Kajaku cross.
I'm pretty sure he did. Oh, balls. That was a disaster, wasn't it? Hang about. Let's bring that back. Fuck off. Because we got a still of it as well with the scalation, so you can see it.
It's almost like a triple linear. If that's the thing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's like, but yeah, if you
Looks
put
like
honestly,
one
if you put that,
Have that.
if you
done,
put that at 30 degrees for 6 months, it will completely change the way it looks. It would look like one of those fish, when you import a Jap fish with a big head and slim body, that's exactly what that'd do. That body shape, that body's not genetic. That's a temperature. It's an environmental issue, not a genetic issue. I'm not saying it's a strong, thick dunk and have a great body, but you could change the shape of it.
Right, let's see if we can find this one. ID this, Rick. Give me a second. As you were.
We're getting some of Matt's fish on in a minute. He's been photographed with some belters lately.
I'm not showing them.
Don't blame me. You should never show a fish going to a show, mate, because it will damage itself and you wouldn't be able to take it.
Which, when you've got a reserve list of about 9 fish, is a problem, isn't it?
It's all right. We'll thin that down. Well, you'll make Coca-Cola. That's Coca on there.
I got a cheesy Watsits and she loves them. That.
That's Coca.
Right, let's see. ID me this one, Rick.
Dogs can't see TV screens.
Not obviously this one, but it's the next one that follows after this. The bigger one in the
I know
ball.
what that is.
Can we plus 10 seconds?
That's a lovely Kajaku, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. That's the one that Rick said. Is it still Benny Red? And it is. Look at that. But yeah, that one. What's this? Any idea what that is? Besides ugly. I thought that, Rob. That's what I thought. I thought Garomo.
Huh?
But it's lost. It's losing a little bit of its Benny, to be fair. It did have another.
So yeah, but just break it down so it's metallic.
Yeah. But it's not in the
Gimrin.
pectorals.
It's metallic and it's Gimrin.
Yamataditsky.
Is that one from Dad's from the olden days?
No. This is one that used to be a place. When I first got it, it had all the Benny spots, and it was just white, metallic, and red. It had no sumi on it, no marks on it anywhere, none of that, none of it like it's got on it now, none at all. And it were like, well, it just looked like a Ginrin Kaku. But it's turned into that, and now it's getting patches of sumi coming up.
Yeah, I think that's what you call a proper Heinz 57.
Yeah, Heinz 57, I reckon too.
It's weird how the sumi's coming up with the Benny in places and not elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
But,
right
I mean-
because you've got a metallic fish and a non-metallic fish. You got the Ginrin, you got some. And where did that come from?
It came from the Quality Coya Carp Centre in Brighouse, but that don't exist anymore. But look, if you look, we've got like Sumi here, and Sumi here, when all this was just the patches of red. This is dropping off. That was a big patch. This was a bigger patch, and that were a bigger patch. So I reckon all the Benny at some point, at some time in its life, will probably completely drop off. And then I'm just going to end up with little random black bits on a majority white Ginrin koi.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Is this your fish?
Kawari going? It's a probably a Sankey cross a metallic. Something is, and you've got so many things in the genes.
Did you say this is your fish, Gaz?
That particular one is this is one I bought 3 years ago as about 15 cm, and now it's nearly 50. It grows, but it's ugly. But it's a bit of a pond filler, isn't it? But I were always just curious as to which one. Look at
I
this.
like that Kujaku's sweet though.
Yeah, the Kajaku is lovely, but so is that. This is that no, it's Karashi guy I got from you as well, Rick.
Nice.
Which has doubled in size in 12 months. 20 odd cm to nearly 40 odd cm now. But obviously that's me doing that, elf check on them and have a look, but that's turned into a lovely fish, mate.
Nice colour.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, we still don't know. Some kind of something or other fish. Lovely zip on it and all.
Is the Kajaku one of mine as well?
Yeah, the Kajaku, that's the one that, remember you when you said to me, is it still red, Gaz? Because it probably won't be if you're not feeding colour. And it is, it's as vibrant red as, that's the one.
You told me you can't get red Kajakus.
I didn't tell you that. You said that the red Kajakus only look as good if you're feeding spirulina?
Yeah, but you've got yours in stasis, to be fair.
What's your favourite fish, Tom, that you got?
Probably a kahaku at the moment.
Have you got a video of it?
I haven't. No, I got a photo, but I don't know how to get it up. I'll put it on
You know how
there.
to do it now.
The person that does my IT's just gone to bed.
To be fair, Tom's got you've got some good Kajaku, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got I've got a Deutsch one that you bred, that male. I've got the other one, the scaled one you bred as well. And then I had one of your really small cheapy ones that turned out really good, but it damaged his mouth, so I sold that. But that was something else. The skin quality on that, well, all three of them are really good.
Hang on, stay with me.
You might have some photos of them, Rick, because I sent you.
I was going to say, that's what I was just about to do, Tom. I know you said
Mark Oxall, look at that. Gaz, I'll say, do you want some free coin to replace that effing thing? It's not the nicest, is it, Mark? Do you know, when it were a smaller fish, it looked quite nice. When it were quite vibrant belly and just pure brilliant white. But now the bigger it gets, the uglier it's becoming.
Yeah, Gaz, hang on. Incoming.
Oh,
shit, what flavour are you?
have you got a channel, Tom? People are asking, or Coleco's asking.
No.
Yeah. This is what you could see at shows, mate. If Tom got his finger out.
That's nice, that, Tom.
Which one's that?
That's better than mine.
The first one that pops up on my phone.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, don't you start about the Goshki Sankeys, Lee. That one of mine is shit, man. Well, Damn, I look at it when I flick it on the head.
That's grown really well, that one too, on his mouth.
Went a bit close then, sorry. I wanted to look at scale aging, but that is nice.
What's that one, about 60 now, is it? 55?
Yeah, 50, 57, I think, something like that.
He would look beautiful in a 2 meter vat at the national.
Yeah.
It would, wouldn't it? It would. Oh, god damn. Sorry.
And they do say, Tom, that your fish can get distracted if there's too many fish in the vat.
Just put one in.
Like, go in with a dog's bollocks and put 1 or 2 in there and just call it a day.
Yeah, that's it.
Why fill it up with 18 fish when you can just put 2 stunners in it?
Yeah,
Come on, then.
I'm hoping to
Answer
take
on the
about 5 or
podcast.
6.
For Gary Robson, what causes koi to have bent spines? Are we talking bent from birth or talking being perfectly fine for years and now all of a sudden becomes bent? What we saying, Gary?
On that comment, the orf was the worst one, wasn't it? How many orfs are they out there that get to a certain size and then all of a sudden
Become bent. I think
There's three reasons. bent
three
spine.
reasons. I shall give you one.
Yeah, do one each. Shit it out.
It can be from an electric shock.
oh, that's me out. That's me out.
Me out.
That's one.
That's the least likely.
I know, but it is possible. But I just thought I'd take the most least, so because that would give Matt more of a chance to know one of the other reasons. Water quality is another reason.
Yeah, they used to say it happened when you had thunderstorms, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Your uncle's fish have done it, so it's more than one. Then that would more indicate towards water quality.
There's certain, like Diptrex used to do it. Organophosphates. Best thing for killing flukes on the planet. Also causes spine deformation and neurological problems. I've been taking it for years. It's never affected me.
What's the third reason then, Rick? There's 3 reasons.
Well, no, it's 4. There's a parasite that will get in the spinal column and cause
Oh, I didn't know that one.
the muscles on either side of the spine to change. And then you've also got genetic deformality. Any more? For any more? Fair enough. Malnutrition. Prime one. I've had a fish. Oh, no, I won't go there. Stop there. I'm trying to send you a video, Gaz, but I don't
It's
know.
all right. No, you keep working through it. Oh, yeah.
Why won't you send?
The doctor in the house has sent us. Why do koi get gill flare? It's a nice kajaku, which is about 5-year-old, and it looks horrible. Right. Again, there's a couple of reasons for this one. And I'll go first.
Yeah.
Go on, Matt. I'll let Matt go first.
Water condition.
Birth defect.
Yeah. Genetic.
I'd say they're at least genetic and birth defect slim.
Well, yeah, but a genetic birth defect is something that could be.
The thing you think about with gills is
They're soft when they're
well,
young.
not only the soft, so the bone structure doesn't start until they're about 8 weeks old.
18.
So their cartilage, which is bendable, it becomes bone, and then you also got the flap of skin. So anything that irritates the gill. So you got water quality, parasites or health issues, food, wrong type of food, wrong size of food, wrong protein content of food will all cause gill flare.
But how do you get it on one particular? If you got a tank or pond of fish, how do you get it on one fish out of all of them?
And not all the rest get affected
And
by it.
not all the rest of it, and particularly when that one fish cost me 350 quid.
Easy, because you should have seen it when that fish was younger. Didn't grow it on. But what you're saying, that's not gill flare. That's like gill tissue.
That's the flappy
That's
bit.
too much sort of flap. Whereas gills, when you get rolled gills, it's like
The actual gill turns and rolls completely,
Look at
doesn't it?
Pam coming and I'll explain.
It grows out, doesn't it?
So what I'd say is wherever that fish come from, never buy one from there again. So when they're young, anything that irritates the gill will cause it. So too fine a food that gets in the gills. We have problems with particular types of algae, irritate the gill tissue. There's a multitude for it.
Is it can it be done by high levels of ammonia too? When they're
anything water quality wise that irritates the gills will cause potential gill deformation. Yeah, endless. But if you've got a fish that's 4 years old,
why don't koi like cold water by choice? Why don't they like it?
they're a warm water fish. They're from the rivers of China. They're like 28 degrees or whatever, 25 to 28 degrees. So it's like saying, why don't trout like hot water? Because their body's not capable of metabolizing enough oxygen in warmer water. So trout just die.
So what temperature does the pond have to get down to for it to be detrimental to the fish?
To a koi,
Yeah.
without being harsh, probably about 18 degrees.
So you're
That's
all
most
nasty.
of the UK ruled out.
I was going to say you're all nasty buggers.
The thing with carp is they will tolerate a vast temperature zone. They're strong. They're super strong fish. So they will tolerate from 4 degrees, or in Gaz's case, 0 degrees, right through to 34, 35 degrees. It's massive.
Do you think, though, Rick, do you think that mine have more become used to it as opposed to...
Well, I don't know. If you chuck one of yours in 30 degrees water, it'd probably just freak out and die, wouldn't it?
If mine actually got in warm water, they'd wonder what the fuck hit them. But yeah, I think mine have climatized to it.
Everything will acclimatise to a point on it. So they will carp will tolerate such a vast array, and they will transport. So why aren't like certain fish more popular? Koi got such a wide range, but trout won't tolerate the same temperature variance as a carp. So you couldn't keep them in so many different environments. You can't manipulate them in so many different ways. That just the way carp are lends themselves to fishing, lends themselves to ornamental ponds, lends themselves to being able to transport it around the world. And also, they're the most eaten fish on the planet, which people seem to keep forgetting. They are food, and they're food for a reason, because they will eat anything and grow pretty much anywhere. Trout aren't the most eaten food because they're a pain in the ass. Bream or bass, none of them are. Carp will literally live in a sewage pit, eat leftovers, and you can then eat them. That's how hardy and robust and...
But they do reckon, don't they, that if you've caught like a river carp, that you should put it in a little eddy and allow it to run through flow without being, somewhere where it can't graze and get food or whatever. Basket it up so that they get rid of that earthy, shitty taste that they have.
They still taste shit, but yeah.
I mean, to be fair, though, I tried it in Poland and it weren't that bad.
Yeah,
But that did have a lot of tomatoey saucy stuff with it, and I suppose probably a lot of other.
There's a bloke on, I think it was River Cottage, Hugh Finley Whittingstall.
Yes,
chef.
there you go. You seem the same.
lives next door to you.
I know he does.
He lives next door to you.
He does live next door to me.
He basketed it up, didn't he, and put it in an
Yeah.
eddy river
Yeah.
for it to run through and flush it through so that it didn't taste as earthy as shit.
And on the video, he said how much difference it made. But I know that he said it would taste like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right? If you put them in some fresh water and fed them rosemary and thyme and sage, they would taste lovely.
Yeah, they come out tasting all lovely.
But you do that with shellfish. You can't eat. I made the mistake in Scotland eating shellfish straight off the end of a pier. I thought it was a pier. It was a sewage outlet. And yeah, so at the end of the day, shellfish need to be purified because basically they just eat the shit.
Yeah, they're just shit
And if
filters,
you
aren't they?
don't
That's basically
do
what they
that,
do.
You're just eating shit, aren't you? Can't literally eat whatever crap's thrown in. So yeah,
What's that saying? You are what you eat.
pretty much.
And I'll leave it there. Let's have a look at this this second one that you sent in.
I sent a video in, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's one of Tom's. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the Shiro.
Is that one of mine?
Yeah, that's one of yours.
Oh, nice. It's lucky, innit? I'd have been. I look like a dick if it was.
So, Tom, repeat again why you're not going to the show.
Anything with that one, he has got now a bit of gunshot
secondary
black
bed.
coming out on the white, which is sort of spoiling it. I don't know if it's because of the pH being high.
No,
You want
you need
this-
to scalpel on that, mate. Just scalpel it. You'll be fine.
Scalpel it like the Japs do.
But the quality, the sumi quality in the white, and that's a cheap, relatively cheap fish, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice fish. The pattern's great.
Sumi's good on that, isn't it?
Oh
Yeah,
shit, they're all
it's-
popping up on my phone. Hang on, I've got loads of them. I just got to work out how to get them off my phone.
It's taken a long time for the Sumi to consolidate, but it's got there now. I don't know if that's about 3.5 years old, maybe a bit more. Yeah, could be 4.
I've got to admit, Philip King he put a message on my last video saying those fish need some more body. Never thought that your fish
Mate,
needs some more body.
And just one's popped up that.
They definitely do, mate.
Come on, I'm going to share your fish, Tom.
Fair
If you're not going to
Why
share
are,
them,
you, why are you not taking these? My God, look at that.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites.
Yeah, it'll be mine too, mate. That's mint.
What's the matter with her at the moment, then, Tom?
That one, no, nothing wrong with that one.
There you go. You got 3 fish.
you've got loads of fish, mate. For work out to get them.
Tom, that's nice.
Yeah, I watched YouTube when Rick released it into the mud pond a few years ago, and I thought to myself, as soon as that comes out in the mud pond in October, I got to get that. That is stunning. That one.
Mine's absolutely shit. It did no. It did have quite a balanced pattern, and it had a good section of sumi at the back end, and on the tail section, it's just dropped off. It's gone. The sumi's gone completely. So now it looks like it's got a pattern at the front 3/4 and then nothing at the back. It looks shite now, and it's sooted up as well. Oh, again.
Yeah, that was the Sankey I got off you that we weren't too sure about the Benny, whether the Benny was thick enough, but it's
Man.
held up. And
Quality fish.
yeah, it's grown like a weed as well.
I reckon half the blame here is you, Rich. You should have been
Don't
pushing.
blame me.
Yeah, you should have been pushing Tom to get his fish there.
Tom, I would say Rick should have already been giving you your lessons on how to prepare all these fish ready for the show.
What Rich
I-
should have been
I-
doing was sponsoring the VAT.
I was going to show him this year, but I've had a few what's the word, problems. I got to sort my divorce out.
Real life problems. Showing's not really a priority right now, mate, is it?
We don't do real life problems on this channel, Tom. We just do
No, sorry.
That just sounded like an excuse. I'm sorry, but
Because
we're not.
if I have to pay my ex-partner, my ex-wife out, then I've got to sell my house. So I didn't want to commit to something in case I had to get into the middle of something else.
No, come to the show, Tom. That'll sort your marriage out.
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
Well, I've been split up from my ex for about 15 years.
Tom, was that? Oh, we can't see it.
I don't see that.
Oh, hang on.
Is
That show online.
Yeah, I think yeah. I think that's the one I got at your first YouTube thing.
I best check
YouTuber
that.
Fest. The first one.
Beauty the
An array of fish.
You had some quite nice show that you were pulling out over there in that big blue vat that you were putting them all into. Some nice stuff in there as well.
You can show them, Gaz, the ones on your messenger if you want.
Oh, was that Ollie's?
Sean's.
Sean's. Yeah, they will.
No, you can show mine. You can't show Matt's because they're going to a show and you can't show them. Mine aren't going.
Yeah, that one has grown really well as well. That's the one from the Eureka parent, wasn't it?
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
I'm going to book you in now on the show.
All right, book me in and I got to go.
Elizabeth says, stunning fish, Tony. Go for it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tony? Who's Tony?
Tom, I think she meant.
Tony's done well.
Typo.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites too.
It's a lovely. I mean,
that's banging.
People like you, Tom, are the ones that need to go to the show that don't really appreciate the quality they've got.
there you go.
Yeah.
Stop billing him back. Unless you're paying for his back and chuck
The
him.
here at Surrey is beautiful, isn't it? That was lovely. That's well nice, mate.
Isn't it?
That's banging.
Not on a
There you
side.
go,
It's
Steve.
chewy to be seen.
It was a Tom. It was a typo. I do like that, mate. The head pattern on that's stunning.
Got a couple nice kahakus as well from Rick.
We'll keep them under wraps, Tom. We don't want to put them all
Yeah,
out.
we don't want to be
Well,
showing them all.
that's-
Too
no.
soon. Don't want to peek too soon, do you, Tom?
No, true.
See,
Story
let's
of
see.
my life.
You should see his Karashikoi. Actually, I don't know if you've got any more Karashikoi have you?
I've got one bigger one, but it's got a gap in the Deutsch scales, and I got the two small ones I got off you the other week.
I will quickly show this one as well because Craig was late to the party. He came up and said we're going to do the koi appreciation, and he said, "Well, let's do Goshke," and then forgot to put his fish in. So he's put them in this week and said, "Better late than never." So that's what it was on 14th of April last year. Cano, Tosai, 13 cm first pick, and then. Now looks like we've got a little bit of a video.
Come up nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Where it
coming up
was.
nice, isn't it, that?
I reckon Cano's probably one of my favourite breeders for the Goshki.
They do develop nicely.
I think he borrowed Colin's ball there as well to put it in. Looks very
I know
similar.
what that is. That's someone left some water in the bottom of a bowl to go green. Right up.
Yeah, and then it's marked it, tried to scrub it out. But yeah, it's coming on nice, that mate. Yeah, if anybody does want to start taking part in the koi appreciation, and obviously, what the fuck was that?
Starting next week.
Yeah, well, we'll start it with next week or whenever anybody's up and happy to do so. But if you also want to send in any videos or any photographs of your pond, please feel free to do so.
And can I just say one thing? And I know Rick is a mate of mine, but what a cracking advert for English koi.
Cheers, Matt. Where's yours coming up? You put them on here.
We got Ross Jacobs. In fact, we'll get this one. Yeah, we'll get this one on
Matt's
as well.
still after information. He's trying to butter me up. You know.
If you haven't heard of this channel, it's called The Koi Guy, Ross Jacob, and he sent us in a little video of his pond.
Hey guys, that's my pond there. Just out the garden doing a bit of power washing through my hole.
You better be at the National, bringing a bigger bottle of rum this year because that was.
He's a lovely guy, isn't he? He had me in stitches, man.
Bits and pieces of everything in there. There was tackle, karate, tag. So most of them I've thrown on myself from small toe side. So someone might got it as
He's talking Irish if you can't understand it.
Euro. Yeah, so I have two lights on top and it's covered on both sides. And that's connected to the filter house. In the filter house I have a grow on, no fish in there yet, should be in the coming weeks. So the main pond is filtered by this DVS combi drum. Comes up in the bottom drain into the combi and it goes, one pump goes back out to the heat pump out the other side, goes back in, and I also have water going back over this.
Can you ask him a question?
And going in.
Why does heat pump so high up the wall?
I don't know if he's actually watching, mate, but
Pond, I just have it on easy pod there, so bottom drain into the easy pod, up and over into a heater that's currently off, and into a shower pump. Yeah, that's my setup.
It sounds
I
like
knew it was Summit. I knew I heard Summit. That's what it was. Beck inside's gone for a shit.
it's like you're at Cheltenham at the races with one of the jockeys.
If anybody does want, it's gone for good. If anybody does want to check out his channel, it's the Koi Guy on YouTube, and he has got he's got some lovely stuff, lovely fish.
He's got a
And
lovely.
he's a lovely bloke as well.
He sends me a message every now and again. Which one would you pick? And there's a bowl of like 100 fish. I don't know.
He's probably for his
grow on.
for his, what do we call it, for his grow-ons.
Right, he better be at the National. He flies over, doesn't he? He left his phone on the floor one year at the airport, and it was there when he went back and got it. It was there by the curb.
It was up curbside. He was sat waiting for Jeff to pick him up at the airport, and when he sat down on curbside waiting, his phone fell out of his pocket. Jeff got all the way to where we were going, and then he realised he'd lost his phone, turned around, drove back, and it was still there at side of the road, at side of the curb. Well, there's his channel link. If anybody's interested, go check him out and give him a sub, guys. He's only on 650 feet. It'd be fantastic to see him get a little bit more. He's got plenty of videos out, 81 to be having a look at about his channel. And he also used to be a keen tropical fish keeper at one time, and all, and had about 50 or 60 odd tanks. So earlier in his channel, you might see a little bit of that too. But there you go.
He got a translate button on it.
That weekend away, man, he had me in stitches, man. When he was trying to get a young lady to serve us some more drinks after last orders, and because she wouldn't, we ended up buying about 30 drinks, so we'd all got an extra round. And then he said, "Well, if you're not going to serve us again, can I have 10 glasses and a pint glass full of ice?" And he went up to his room, come down with a bottle of whiskey or something. It was brandy, wasn't it? A bottle of brandy.
No, he gets a bottle of rum. We can all share rum.
Yeah.
And we're thinking like a bottle of rum, and he come back.
He come down with a little shot ball like a 08 one.
Talking to the show then, guys, are you staying at the hotel with us?
I don't know if I'll even be going to any this year, mate.
Guys, come on.
It's finances, mate. I've got to be.
It's cheap, especially if you do.
Matt's booked a room. There's 4 beds.
The stupid thing is, guys, if you book a room for one person, it's £158 for the 2 nights. If you book a room for 3 people, it's £158 for 2 nights.
Matt, you made out like you were doing me a favour.
All right.
You did. My treat, Rick. I'll book the room. You right with that? And he went, yeah. And I said, good. We got 2 doubles, 1 double and 1 single. You were in with Ez.
If we were going to do a koi for appreciation next week, what would you pick? In fact, Tom, if you were going to do a koi appreciation next week, what fish would you pick?
That's a difficult one.
Ooh, what's your favourite?
Pick one of yours then, and then
Tancho or Chiba.
Yeah, Tancho or Chiba. That's something different.
That's like rocking all shit.
Yeah,
I
I
got
did
one.
try to find one in Japan, but I didn't have much luck.
Midori guy.
Good luck with that as well.
Yeah, again, another one.
I got
Yeah,
a few of them.
I bought one, grew on and give it to me dad, but the Sumi, the grey came out on it too much. It went sort of grey colour.
How's yours, Gaz?
It's
Bloody ugly.
They are. Go on,
Yeah,
be honest.
Are
okay.
they,
They are
are
shite.
they pH
It's
dependent
got
like
two little
Shisui?
shimmies on its nose. Two little black shimmies on its nose. Other than
Oh,
that, it's something else.
You done well then.
I
Or
think the
did
problem
you
is
like you got
they're
shimmied
blue
up?
and yellow, aren't they? To make green, you've got
Yeah.
like chewy and yellow.
It's
combined.
kind of. It does look kind of khaki green, to be fair. It's not really yellowish. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not
Khaki
bad.
green or khaki green.
Cack.
They're different.
Yeah, it's cack as in shit. Shitty green.
I
Not my
had one
favourite.
I got from Brian up Swindon, Walcott Koi. And I sent in some pictures as it was growing. It was holding its quality, and he said, "Wow!" He said, so he sent the picture back to the breeder because he said it had turned out better than what the breeder had kept. But then as it got older, it just deteriorated.
They're
Really went,
weird.
wow, I knew that was going to happen.
I don't know if it's common for him. Is it common for him to go that funny colour?
This thing is right. Have you ever seen an 80 centimetre one at the All Japan show?
No,
Looking good.
I don't think I've seen one above 35 foot to see her.
I've
That's
seen a
the thing,
large.
isn't it? If they existed, they'd be at the show looking good, wouldn't they?
I've seen a large scaled one that was big.
Yeah, I've seen a scaled one, but not a big one. But a scaled one looks a little more appealing than a dice one, to be fair.
They just go dirty, don't they?
Yeah,
Is that why you
yeah,
sent
that's
it?
mine.
Yeah, this
Ours
too.
went dirty. Yeah, and it was
It's a
stunning
slow
when it
grower,
was
though.
small.
Even more slower in my pond, obviously. But
Yeah, I've got.
Some varieties are like it, don't they?
Yeah,
They just look good when they're little, and
Yeah.
some farms and some breeders live off that. They just produce really good little fish.
It's like humans, really, though, Rick. You look good when you were younger.
I didn't. I've looked good my whole life, and I'm still getting better.
I got one question that got posted in our group. What's people's thoughts on pond depth when building a new pond, and also insulating the walls? Does it really help?
I sent that
That was
question.
Tom's question.
That was Tom's.
Yeah,
It's funny because I saw that one during the day when I was going from one job to the other. And I would say if you're going to heat if you're going to heat the pond and cover your pond 100%. If you're not heating the pond and you're not covering your pond, absolutely zero.
What
Yeah,
even if you were heating the pond and covering your pond, but it were below ground, would you still insulate?
Yeah.
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 So what if you're covering your pond and not heating?
Yeah, you're wasting your
Yeah.
time.
I think then you'll see some benefit. It would be lovely to do that test scenario where you've got two identical ponds to see the difference between them.
Is this for the extra 1 degree you get from putting a pond cover over an unheated pond?
No, because you get that. Yeah. This is it, right. So
Here we go, Mythbusters. While he does this, I'm
there's
going to
loads, there's loads of scenarios here. Depends on where your pond's sited for a start. As to insulate, if you're going to obviously if you're going to heat it, it needs to be insulated. Otherwise, you're just pissing in the urinals, and you drain, whatever you want to call it. If your pond is in dry, it's not so bad. The insulation in dry ground is better than wet ground. Well, we lost gas as well now. We can talk about any other shit now. The boss is gone. So, yeah, 100% you'd insulate. And if you're going to cover it, even if you're not going to heat it, you'd insulate it. Because it costs literally bugger all to really insulate, does it? But the gains you get are quite massive.
But equally, Rich, if you've got a raised pond and you've got sun beating against the brickwork,
It's never making it to the pond. You're in a dreamland.
Is it though?
No.
Well, it's
But
got to go.
if you've got it covered and it's insulated, the radiation coming through the cover into the pond, you will trap that.
Oh, yeah, the covered bit. But what I'm talking about is if you've got the norm pond, which is uncovered, unheated, raised, would you insulate it?
Not if you're not ever going to heat it. Yeah, that's just there's no point, is there? And it all comes back down to the point: are you ever going to heat it or cover it or whatever? Because Tom's got it sorted. He's a builder. He knows. He's got more polycarbon insulation. Kingspan.
Yes.
He's got 4 million acres of Kingspan hidden around the back of his house.
They have on site where I'm working.
Yeah, on site. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just a technical issue with the wardrobe.
That will be my next project. Build a new pond. If the divorce goes my way.
How you set up. So that little tiny tunnel I set up messing about for the jackfish for last year. 27 degrees of water temperature today.
Jeez.
There's no heating in it. That is purely the reflectors, the tunnel, the covers, whatever. 27 degrees is like massive.
If I've got a big, say 6 foot glass window and I put that facing, was it east? Is it where the sun comes up?
Yeah, so you want to face it so the sun comes literally across it for the day.
Yeah.
So you want it south facing. So it comes. The sun's literally coming, pinging in it all day.
Because when the sun comes up in the east,
a friend of mine's given me some windows.
Algae blooms
do
as well,
some
don't they?
fish, so I've got me windows for it. But then the rest of it would be polycarb then.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people build stuff with polycarbs, but they're not airtight.
No.
And if you're not airtight, you're kind of wasting your time. And Gaz is going on about some algal bloom he's got in his pants. I don't know.
No, I'm saying if you've got it in the full sun all day, constantly, don't you end up algae blooms?
Of course you have, but that means you obviously got it in the right place because you get loads of solar radiation.
So there you go, Tom. If your water turns green fast, you know you're warming your water well.
Yeah, and you can use a UV or whatever to sort that out. But it's not. I think it's the direct sun. It's the solar radiation that gives you all the heat, not having it somewhere. If you've got a pond in a greenhouse, but the pond's not in the sun, but the greenhouse gets hot, your pond doesn't get hot.
All right.
Your pond's got to be literally in it as much. If you can turn a pond so it faces it without the water pouring out, that's what you want to do. Is that almost yeah. So nothing shading it from the front. And like I say, the little things I've got on the back of mine are literally also on the north side, angled, so all that sun is double whammied. It's going in and it's coming in.
So you reflect it back in,
reflecting the sun that's not going in.
Yeah,
back in. The difference is staggering.
Is that really working?
27 degrees today.
That's pretty clever.
Wow.
It's zero cost. 27 degrees. That's just mental.
Yeah.
Is that 27 degrees?
Do you find the temperature?
That's water temperature. That's the pond.
Yeah. Do you find at night though it cools down too fast, or
they're insulated? So they're skinned, insulated, and whatever. So no, it doesn't really change. But in another,
so you'll only probably be losing maybe down to 24 degrees max overnight.
Honestly,
maybe 2 or 3 degrees dropping.
They didn't give them monkeys, mate. They would much rather.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that, but that's still snug, comfortable, warm, isn't it? That.
Yeah.
The problem is it gets too hot, so I'll have to take the second covers off.
Yeah.
It's scary temperatures, isn't it? Like you
have pushing 40 degrees in there.
Yeah, so I found with polycarb, you're probably in the winter. You're 2 degrees warmer than what it is outside.
Yeah, which is it's better than nothing. It's not great.
No, it's not great.
Polycarb's not great at.
It's insulation.
It covers it and seals it, and you still only get. You think of a polytunnel, but you only actually get the heat from one bar of it. Literally. section where
The wind,
it's coming
the
through.
wind chill is a big one, though, isn't it, Rich? Because we've got a customer not
Sure.
far from us, and over the whole of the winter, every time they only
My
built
sound
the
keeps
ship,
blipping in and out.
yeah, when I spoke to them over the temperatures all the way through the winter, every single time they gave me a temperature of their pond, which was unheated but with polycarb over the whole of the pond and even the seating area, so it was an enclosed great big area, they were 6 degrees more than my pond that was open. Now that's a big old chunk, isn't it? You know,
Normally a polytunnel gives you about 5 degrees above ambient water temperature. But if you can manipulate it like I've done in that little tunnel, I'm getting way over that. I'm probably getting 11, 12 degrees above ambient.
That's mad, man.
but it's scary temperatures, though. You imagine having a pump failure.
Well, yeah, but it's not something you're not
Yeah,
suggesting.
but just think how much extra growth is getting those fish, pushing 2.5 cm instead of a cm a week.
Yeah, but it just means you've got to go in there twice as much to chuck in that amount of food.
You just get them on feeder, don't you?
I've got the council taking the wheelie bins out once a month, haven't you?
Are they filling them up again with media?
It's just manipulating things for your benefit, isn't it? I'm not suggesting you do it, but I can take the second cover. Each cover makes a massive difference. So the main polytunnel, you gain 5 degrees. The second cover, you gain probably another 4 degrees. And the reflectors and the dye and the water, I'm gaining another 3 degrees or whatever. It's mad. When it costs so much to buy fuel.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's daft not to make use of it, isn't it? But especially when it's as cheap as
It is, but the trouble is this week's been like, we've had sunshine just every day, full, just constant. But the wind chill's really, really bad. So outside's freezing, but inside the tunnels is like absolutely cooking. You make hay, don't you? When it's cloudy, you don't get that benefit. Don't know. Who knows?
there we go.
We run out of questions now. Is it bedtime?
I think, well, I mean, I've got no more. That's everything that was put in and added in this week. And I've stopped posting in Facebook, on YouTube channel because it got zero response. But there's been a lot of participation this evening. So thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it. If anybody else has got any other topics or questions that they would like to ask, feel free.
Some people post their fish? Do we want to go through them?
We've been through them already, mate. We could have a look at the coins of the week that have been sent in.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a few of them.
The coins of the week.
Yeah,
Matt's always fishing for something, isn't he?
I'm not on there.
We've got quite a fair few nice fish that's been posted in. Lovely Kinrin. That's nice. I'm not laughing.
Again.
I was being genuine. We got Andrea Fraser's, and I hope that people don't mind me showing these, but at the end of the day, you're posting them there. And this is a new gosh she bought with her Xmas presents at pennies.
I like that
project, little grown fish.
That's really pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
One little penny spot on the other side from being like off for a show, isn't it?
Yeah, if you were going to say to make it
fish.
Perfect. Well, yeah, nice little fish that, Andrea.
Definitely one you want to see in a year's time, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? But Benny's good on it, isn't it? And then the second one we've got is Johnny Brandon's that says, loving this whopper. It's a nice Benny guy, that.
Mate, you want to see my Benny guys in my polytunnel. Rich,
Have you got some good ones?
Oh, mate. They are literally every time I go in there. Rich, when you seen them 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, probably.
They are literally like the food consumption. Yeah.
Are they better than your Midori guy?
I do. I'll catch some of them, put them in a bowl for next week, and let you have a look at them.
To be fair, they were pretty good, but they were probably Nisa anyway.
Oh,
they're still good.
That ain't my fault, is it?
I've never said it was your fault.
I think this is a video. This one, Kogen Achiba. But do you think this is what it's been put down as from Gavin as a Kogen, however it's pronounced, Achiba. But I'm not so sure.
It's
I don't think
line. That could be like a king Kikikuryu, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's got
that's
Benny on.
that's nice as well. It's different,
Sumi on
isn't
the
it?
nose, hasn't it? And it's got that Sumi coming through. I think that's a Kinki Kikikuru, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll probably give it that. The black around the face and the
Zip on
fins.
it's lovely.
Doesn't matter though, does it?
You're like Kagani Achibas.
Kongani Achiba or a king Kikikuru. Who
Yeah,
cares?
the Achiba doesn't have the black though, so that's what made me think it'd be Kinki Kikikuru.
Easy for you to say you haven't been drinking the rum.
Or yellow metallic Kikikuru. Kin. Right, sorry, shit, what did I do that for? I should have brought up the next fish. Oh, damn it. So we've got the first one and the second one, and then we've got Jeff Wins, which is he's kidding. But I'm leaning a little bit more towards Kajaku, Key Kajaku, than a kidding.
I love the Kujaku. I don't know why. I would say Kujaku is one of my favourite fish.
Yeah, nice. It's got good body shape to it. And it had first place at the Old Japan Koi Show 2023 and several first places at the British Koi Shows. But it does say there, Kirin or Yellow Kajaku. But nice that. Some of yours should be in this, guys. Some of my what, mate? And then the last one, which got this Goshke Sanke, bought a while back, received it last week. This is nice. That'll be nice when Suma comes up on that. Unlike mine that lost all its belly because it's a bag of shit. One of the most expensive fish I've bought, and it's the crappiest one I've got in my pond. Sod's law, isn't it, that? Proper sod's law. But Mr. Oliver has got a real nice one. And then we've got, don't think I've got a best or a favourite koi. They're all special in their own way, with a pond full of a mixture of all sorts of bits and bats in there. Kajaku, Showa, Chag, Karashigoi. Which is a nice mixed bag of some depth to that pond.
Oh, I'm back.
And then Dean Howson's were one or two of his selections there as well. So, regardless to whether or not anybody actually put something in, most people seem to be putting something in at Coyote Week. So, Coyote Week, out of all those guys, which would you pick as your Koi of the week?
The Goshki.
The Goshki at the top.
Uh-huh.
You know, would you really, yeah?
Yeah.
I did nip out. I've probably missed a couple. Can you see the Kirin?
The Kirin.
I quite
Which
like
is-
that.
Yeah, I like that.
Body on that's banging.
I just reckon that
Got
Goshki would
good
be
body
nice.
as well.
In a year's time, that fish would be nice.
I quite like this, mate, to be fair. Quite like that vinegar.
Oh, mate, I'm going to spend for next week. I will do a video.
You should have some baby Benigoi, didn't they spawn?
Oh, we got. Did I miss it?
Tosai don't spawn.
Not normally.
Oh, nice. Oh, there you go. There's a really nice
Microscope, Matt.
Kaku.
That's sweet.
That's nice. I think I might just tip it.
That's nice.
It is nice. Yeah, that is good.
Isn't it funny how we always say about the Goosanki, like it's harder and harder and harder, but we always,
And then we all think, oh, that's nice. Straight in on Go Sankey straight away. Well, there you go. I think now I've seen that one. I'll stop sharing that just in case some total random comes up there. I think Daniel Blackburn.
Go Sankey win though, don't they? Because they're the best. That fish there is better than any fish we've got in our shop or will ever have in our shop for the next fucking foreseeable. But we've got hundreds of Go Sankey that aren't as good as that. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the difference.
It's the beauty of koi, mate, isn't it?
yeah.
Everything floats your boat in a different way, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the more you learn about something as well, the more picky you get, innit? I've been studying OnlyFans, mate, and I want a new missus.
I tell you what, I've got a question for you, and if Mr. Tate's still watching, and it is again from my last video, I'm gonna see. Tell me what you think, Rick. I want to know because I think this is breaking.
I think Mr. Tate's already on his way to Crafties.
Mr. Tate could already be asleep.
Mr. Tate.
Gotta call him Mr. Tate. It's manners, mate. Oh, he's got to respect your elders.
Have you not known?
I was taught the same, Gaz. When you're talking about your elderly, it's always Mr.
He was at Buckingham Palace the other day getting his shoulders rubbed with a sword, so he's now Lord Tate.
Right. Let me know what you think here. Do you think this will break, Rick? Matt, you can say it same as well.
Break into what?
Come on, allow, go for it. Right, you see this here? That's, you remember the Grown Show from Crafties when we all got the kaku and
right.
I picked this one, and it only came down to about here, and I was hoping that this would break and give me a separation in there. Now the fish is getting a little bit bigger, 45 cm now or something.
No.
I'm wondering if this will completely break through because it's only got 2 scales to go now, whereas it was 5 before.
If it's going that way, but I would normally set a fish that no, it'd more likely join.
Then it'll fill in. Bastard. I really wanted it to break.
But they don't break, do they? Everything you learn about fish. That's a lot of. That's 2 scales to separate.
Yeah, no chance then.
Quite nice, isn't it?
It's
Coming on that, mate. Slowly but surely.
The bit that's annoying on that fish is the benny or the red pigment on the gill plate.
Yeah, I know, which came up afterwards. It's actually up beneath the actual white, so I'm hoping as it gets maybe older, it might not do.
Older, it's probably 5 years old. What's it going to do?
Get a bit more brighter on the white. You can see it just underneath.
When's this video from? Like a while back or recently?
No, this is Sunday last week.
It's worse on the other side, isn't it? Where it's fun.
Yeah, there, like, you can just see it underneath. Yeah. When I turn it around, you can see.
So how big is it now?
45.
Yeah. To be fair, I think that batch of kahaku that Crafty got actually were pretty good.
Yeah, they were, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn it! I were hoping that were going to make a break, but maybe it won't. But if it don't, it don't. It's not. 5 years is nothing in Gaz's ice pond. Yeah, I mean it's still a baby. Technically, it's like Tosai.
Gaz could be the first person to have a 400-year-old koi in the UK.
Gaz, what's happening this weekend at Perfect Aquatics? It's his
Kirin
and Ginrin Kahaku Grown Show event, plus a load of other bits and bats that are going on with, let me see if I can find some.
Koi seminar stuff.
Trying to see if I can bring it up. I'm sure it'll be posted.
Be good. It's on his Facebook quite a bit at the minute. Anyway, it's a grown show by two different fish. Koi judges are there doing a seminar. There's a TikToker there doing TikToker. I think Lee Hatfield's there doing a thing. And all of his fish are half price. No, they're not.
75
price. Well, I didn't say that.
No,
75% off with this code.
75% it was, not 50. It's 75% off.
Let me see if I can find details.
If you quote 000, no, what's James Bond?
007.
007.
It's 00. What the? Sorry, what the hell is 000?
Triple null.
Is
You've
that
never
a
seen Vin Diesel.
That'd be quadruple zero.
Well, the code wouldn't have worked. It'd have been fine. I got crossed between Vin Diesel and James Bond then for a minute. Anyway, yeah. I'm going. It'll be a good crack.
There you go, guys. Here's what's going on. Take a look. Limited spaces, secure your koi, be a part of this year's event. That was fast. Shit, me.
I think the
Saturday, 25th of April, 2026. Event ticket, 250 quid. You can have the Mariama Ginrin Kaku or the Wada Kinrin. Don't have any times on there. Oh, yeah, there you go.
10 o'clock Saturday or 10:30. It's different times depending on what you look at. So, be right.
That's what's going on down there, mate.
The free breakfast is at 10.
I need to get Gaz to take some of my koi. You've got far too many. You have got a lot of koi, mate. A hell of a lot of koi. Shit tons. Right then, ladies and gents. That's the end of the questions. And us without any more further comments. I haven't missed anything, have I?
Probably.
So next week will be part one.
Part one.
Koi preparation.
Koi preparation.
Then section.
Gaz going to work on the intro for it all week, aren't you, Gaz?
Yeah, we'll do, mate. Yeah, I'll make sure I get you something fantastic, Rick. Some of that music like you get on an answering machine when you get stuck on hold. Do 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 do.
You could do it if you've missed that, Matt. It should be the 5 Ps, isn't it? Perfect preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance.
It's 6 rich.
Is it? Shit. I was never good at the performance.
Right then, that's it, ladies and gents. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us this evening. Thank you very much, Tom, for joining us and staying on with this madness all night. You're a seasoned pro at it now.
What about feeding boiled white rice to your fish? Somebody said that makes the skin go white. Is that right?
Through fright of eating shit now. If you feed anything like that, the skin will go better because you're not feeding them all the higher protein fish meal and stuff, are you?
Right.
You can use barley. You can use any type of pulp.
Barley. That's it as well. Yeah.
What rice would you recommend?
Jasmine only, or sticky. If you... It's starving them makes the skin look better.
Yeah.
So, Tom, are you going to present to us the screenshot of you booking the VAT for the show?
No, you were doing it for him. You said you're sponsoring.
You actually said I'm booking you in. You did. Hey. You announced it on here earlier.
Literally
Tom,
live.
Literally live.
In the interest of the show, Harry Coy will sponsor you.
I'm not sure you're allowed to do that, but you can go.
No, I'm not either. I don't know whether it's allowed, but it just sounded good.
You've got a hotline to Matt Stevens. Get on it. Sort it out.
Oh no, I've just been told I'm not allowed to do that.
Tom, you might have to ring up and book yourself your own VAT.
No, seriously, though,
Imagine
Tom,
this,
you've
right?
got-
I'm not being funny. I'm going to
Go on.
put something out there. For someone that couldn't attend the show, but they booked a VAT, they could get a courier to take the fish to the show. Acclaim could take the fish to the National and put them in a VAT for you.
You could get the courier to enter them.
Yeah,
Rich, you're not
that's
going
right.
to
You could do that
You've
for
already
me then, Rick.
I don't know. Hang on. Why
You've
do
said-
you, when you bench your fish, you don't need to be there. They need to be delivered there in the right.
They have to be benched on the Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
benched on the Friday, but Acclaim would deliver on a Friday. It's fine.
And
Is
to
there
be fair,
is
and to
there
be
still
fair,
some VATs available? I don't know.
yeah, they are. They're still
Yeah.
available, smaller VATs, and Rich, but you're not going to be there till late.
I'm going to secondary school with my son. I don't know.
So
don't even go there,
just
don't
put, if you can't make it, Tom, just put care of Matt.
Ladies and gents.
you? Care about
do me a
Stephen,
quick-
chairman of the show, delivered.
Do us a huge favour. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Until next week. Keep smiling,
We
guys.
should start
These
this.
guys keep talking about the show and
Send
organising.
their fish
I'm going
to
to say good night to all. And
the
then I'm going to
booking, no, the benching committee.
I'll have to have a chat with Rach tomorrow. I can always
This has been one hell of an experience. Have a look at that. New change in the garden. Made a little seated area. Into the little bush. So you can sit inside. And view the pond.